I couldn't get up Errigal, Gooch, so I had to come to Carndonagh, but it's not second best, it's equal best.
I would have carried you up on my back if you really wanted to get up there, you know.
Do you know what we're going to have to do from now on? If we come up with ideas, we're going to have to discuss them off air, Lee.
Oh, all right. I thought it was a great broadcast. I thought
No, it was fantastic. I'm only messing. Come here, how are you keeping?
I know the crack. I'm doing good. What do you think of this? I was looking at the map here, meterin.ie and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Met.ie, and over the northwest here we have sun and cloud, but no sign of any rain or thunderstorms. Is that the case going to be?
A little bit of rain tomorrow. Nothing. Nothing. Might be a few drops this evening. Nothing tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday, and most of Friday's okay too.
Do you know what they're making a big deal in the UK about this new computer that can give it the weathercast for 14 days? You're better than any computer.
Oh, thank you much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I'm building you up, you see, for the show, you know. There's the news. Did you hit that there?
I did, yeah. Good man. Come here, Lee. We'll be back in studio tomorrow. We'll have a chat then.
All right, God bless you. Have a good day.
Take care of yourself, Lee. All right, it is the 9 till noon show. It is business as usual, with the exception that we're broadcasting live from the Carndonagh Day Care services. They have been restored. They've been up and running for some time now, but today is the official opening, and if you're in and around Carndonagh, please come down to the Spriaga Sport building here and come and say hello to us. There's a whole programme of events throughout the course of the morning. We'll let you know about that as the morning wears on, but it is 9 o'clock and it's time for a news update, and we'll go over to Michaela Clark.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. The Taoiseach admits children are waiting too long for an assessment of needs. 15,000 children are currently waiting over 6 months for an assessment. That figure could rise to 25,000 by the end of the year, according to the HSE. Autism campaigner Cara Dermody is beginning a 50-hour protest outside the Dáil this morning, while a debate will take place inside the chamber. Simon Harris says the issue has to be resolved on all sides.
When it comes to assessment of needs, this is a huge area that needs significant progress. We will not be opposing the opposition motion today because this is an issue which isn't about party jersey or partisan politics. This is an issue about everybody elected to Dáil Éireann putting their heads and their minds together and fixing this issue.
Ireland's seafood industry was worth €1.24 billion last year. It's an all-time high and up 4% on the previous year. Quota cuts and rising costs continue to affect the sector. However, improved demersal quotas in the northwest were among the positive changes noted. CEO of BIM, Caroline Buckle, has been outlining the reasons for the growth in the seafood industry in 2024.
Part of the increase is a price growth increase right across the sector. So although we did see a reduction in the value of mackerel landings, reducing by volume, we did see significant price growth there. So the price growth increase in both mackerel and in nephrops have been very strong. We also had a very strong year in terms of salmon. It was a very good performance for our aquaculture salmon farms this year. So we saw very strong growth there in terms of both volume and value coming.
Farmers across Europe are expected to protest against proposed policy changes today. In Dublin, the Irish Farmers Organisation is planning to gather outside the European Commission offices within the next hour. The flash action coincides with a meeting of the European Commission where plans to overhaul agricultural budgets and changes to the EU's common agricultural policy will be discussed. People in Inishowen are being urged to take part in a comprehensive bee census. It's part of a project being carried out by the University of Galway to protect and conserve native Irish honeybees. The survey aims to map and gather data on the population density of both free-living and managed bee colonies in the region. PhD student Michael Vierspo says data collected in Inishowen will form a wider international study.
It's going to take about 3 years for the whole project to be completed, where we're going to be studying how wild honeybees can survive on their own, if they can be implemented in conventional beekeeping systems, and obviously come up with solutions, nature-based solutions for the conventional beekeeping sector.
Weather now this morning will be mainly dry with bright or sunny spells. Showers will develop this afternoon and will continue for the rest of the day. Some will be heavy with isolated thunderstorms and spot flooding possible. Highest temperatures of 17 to 19 degrees. That's all from Highland Radio News for now. We'll be back with news again at 10 o'clock.
Ever considered what a farmer, a retailer and an ice cream van owner have in common? They all rely on this planet. Every business does. That's why AIB is here to help. Our Green Living Hub has the practical knowledge and support businesses need to become more sustainable. Search AIB Green Business to find out more. AIB, for the life you're after. Allied Irish Banks plc is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
And now, it's time for the talk of the Northwest, the 9 to Noon Show, with Greg Hughes on Highland Radio.
Hello and a very good morning to you. You're very welcome along to the 9 till noon show here in Highland Radio. It's 4 minutes past 9 on this Tuesday, the 20th of May. And you're very welcome along to the programme. We have all the usual features for you on a Tuesday. Community Garda information coming up after 10. That and much more besides. And also an awful lot of content live here from the Carndonagh Day Care services. They have been restored. They've been up and running for some time now, the last number of weeks, and today's the official opening of those services, and we are in beautiful Carndonagh, and the weather is glorious, and you're all being invited, if you're in and around the area, to come down. We are live here, of course, from now onwards, but the official opening is at 10:30, and these are... and we'll hear about this in a few moments. These are fantastic services for the people of Carndonagh and the surrounding areas, and the local committee and others have fought really, really hard to have them restored. 5 years ago, they were lost because of, or during COVID at least, and it took a battle to get them back. So if you want to, I suppose, support all those that fought hard for these services, get on down here for the official opening at 10:30. As I say, we've got loads of people to chat to, both here and joining us remotely as well. We want you involved in the conversation throughout the course of this morning. 086 60 25,000 is the WhatsApp and text number, 086 60 25,000, or you can give us a call on 074 91 25,000. It's business as usual in that regard. Or if you want to email, it's comments@highlandradio.com. And I should say as well too, a big thanks to Michaela, who stood in for me yesterday as I extended the weekend with bits and bobs that I had to do. All right, let's have a quick run through the newspapers this morning. We'll start with the Irish Times, and Trump praises spirit of peace talks call with Putin, though on the face of it, not a great deal has been achieved, I would guess. Well, Donald Trump has expressed the belief following a phone call with Vladimir Putin that Russia will immediately start negotiations towards a ceasefire and, more importantly, an end to the war in Ukraine. The US President also spoke to Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky before and after his 2-hour dialogue with Mr. Putin yesterday. While Mr. Trump was optimistic about the conversation and praised the tone and spirit, no definitive breakthrough was achieved, nor did Russia accede to the 30-day ceasefire proposed by the US. So I think Donald Trump didn't quite achieve what he was anticipating to achieve, but he'll play it as a win. And the US has sort of said, if we're going to pull out in terms of being brokers and also supportive of Ukraine if there isn't progress in this regard, or in regards peace. Also on the front of this paper today, the announcement of a commitment by the EU and UK to work towards a deal that would remove most checks on agri-food products moving between Britain and the North has been hailed as a good day for Northern Ireland. Speaking following the announcement by British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen yesterday, Taoiseach Simon Harris said it was very important that the unique circumstances of Northern Ireland be taken into account, and that has been done. So you kind of would wonder what was Brexit all about, really, because the UK have a very close alignment now with the EU. Migration hasn't gone down for them, or immigration. So you wonder what was Brexit all about. But anyway, reading on here, a broad-based SPS, sanitary and photo-sanitary agreement would bring significant benefits for Northern Ireland businesses and consumers and for the efficient operation of the Windsor framework, he said. But it perhaps isn't all good news. Fishing is an industry we're very heavily reliant on in this county. Particularly, but not exclusively, of course. And the Irish Daily Mail reports that the government is quietly pleased with the deal brokered between the EU and the UK in relation to fisheries. A government minister has said the EU and the UK yesterday struck a deal covering a range of issues, including fishing rights, as I mentioned. Well, as part of the deal, the status quo was retained, and fishing rights between the two sides that was originally agreed in 2019 as part of the Trade and Cooperation Agreement when the UK left the EU. Under the agreement, 40% of the value of quotas transferred to the UK came from Ireland alone. However, the Irish Fish Producers Organisation criticised the deal, saying the original deal, which has now been rolled over until 2038, had hit the Irish fishing sector particularly hard. And we'll be speaking to reps from the fishing industry in relation to that. They weren't happy with the deal brokered in 2019, and now that's been extended towards the end of the 30s, so we're kind of locked into that. I think the story garnering most interest closer to home is the ongoing investigation into the death of Michael Gain. The suspect for the murder of farmer Michael Gain is a free man this morning after he was released from Garda custody without charge last night. The man, who is in his 50s, was driven away from Killarney Garda Station in County Kerry in the back of an SUV at around 10:40 last night following his release. Gardaí will now prepare a file for the DPP. Sources say it could be several months before the office of the DPP makes a decision on whether the suspect should be charged or told he will not be prosecuted. Gardaí had questioned the man for 24 hours following his arrest on Sunday over the murder of Mr. Gain, 56, who disappeared from his farm outside Kenmare on March 20th. Now, notwithstanding the terrible loss of Mr. Gain's life and the devastation I'm sure his family have been feeling and will continue to feel, there are certainly question marks over the investigation now and why such an obvious place wasn't originally searched, or if it was, how his remains then came to be there and how they came to be discovered as well. It's a horrendous story in that regard. Back to international affairs in the Sun this morning, and Israel's military finally allowed 5 UN trucks carrying humanitarian aid into besieged Gaza, after a blockade of nearly 3 months. Now there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who are being starved to death and corralled in Gaza, and I'll tell you right now, 5 lorry loads is nothing, and even if it were something, it still is yet to be distributed. The United Nations called it a welcome development, but insisted more aid is needed. And last night, foreign ministers from a string of European countries called for more aid to be allowed into Gaza. And quite interestingly, someone associated with the UN referred to genocide, which is the first time that has happened, and upset the Israelis, who are refusing to engage with that diplomat until such time as he backtracks on that. News out of the United States yesterday too, and this is in the Irish Daily Mirror. Heartfelt best wishes have been sent to former US President Joe Biden and his family in Ireland following his cancer diagnosis. Mr. Biden, 82, has prostate cancer, which has spread to his bones, and last night expressed his gratitude for the support that has poured in globally, including from his ancestral homeland in County Mayo. Among those to issue public declarations of support yesterday were high-ranking Mayo politicians who had pivotal roles during Mr. Biden's historic visits to Ireland. And I mean, you can't help but imagining, hopefully the prognosis is good for Mr. Biden, but you can't help but imagining that perhaps they knew about this cancer before now, and maybe that was the reason why he stepped out of the race to begin with, because of course he would be under intense medical scrutiny. His wife's a doctor, for crying out loud. But either way, we wish him all the best. Okay, that was a run through some of the newspaper stories this morning. We're going to start chatting now very, very soon. We'll be right back after this short break.
Daily newspapers are courtesy of Cosgrove, Centra and Diner, Mountaintop, Letterkenny.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Discover delicious food at the Donegal Festival of Food. 2 incredible days celebrating artisan produce, crafts and creativity at the stunning Oakfield Park in Raphoe. Experience live cookery demos with top celebrity chefs including Marco Pierre White, Rachel Allen and Paula McIntyre, plus outstanding local talent. Savour tempting bites from regional producers. Enjoy craft brews, browse unique handmade gifts and soak up live entertainment and fun for all ages. It's all happening Saturday the 24th and Sunday the 25th of May. Book now at oakvillepark.com. You don't want to miss it.
This Friday is Guide Dog Day. At Irish Guide Dogs for the Blind, we need your support to change more lives. Visit guidedogs.ie to donate, join a Take the Lead walk, or be in with a chance to have dinner with Roy Keane. Guide Dog Day, sponsored by Park to Travel.
If you're fitting a new kitchen or replacing some tired appliances, now's the time with the Ben Sweeney Euronics Kitchen Bundle. Get a single oven and hob, integrated dishwasher and fridge freezer, wash machine and tumble dryer, all for just €2,000. Other kitchen bundles are available on request. Call us today or visit Ben Sweeney Euronics, Port Road, Letterkenny, in the shopping centre, Dunlow.
All you need to make your house a home at Patterson's The Hall Lifford. From garden furniture to kitchens, sofas and dining sets, all under one roof. Need a new mattress? Why not visit our sleep centre on the first floor, with a large range of quality beds and mattresses in stock and ready for collection or delivery. Relax in our coffee shop serving hot lunches daily. Open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Patterson's Kitchens and Interiors, The Hall Lifford.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is?
The time is 9, just turning 9:15. You're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show here in Highland Radio. Coming up, we'll have a chat with Magella O'Donnell as we head towards a big weekend in Donegal. It is Relay for Life. There's an awful lot going on, and it looks like the weather might be good for the weekend as well, so hopefully they have a huge turnout, and maybe we'll do our bit to assist with that with our chat with the Magella a little later on. But shall we go back a couple of years now? I think it's to October 2023 when the issue of the closure of the Carndonagh Day Care services was platformed on this show. Let's remind ourselves of that conversation back then.
And they said, they have over 3,000 patients, of which 1,000 are aged over 60. And what they said was that unfortunately, since the closure of the daycare service, they have watched many older patients become more helpless and isolated. Mm-hmm. And they said that they've witnessed firsthand how this has impacted not only the older patients, but also their carers who have suffered as a result of the service. So they wrote a very eloquent letter, which we will be also handing over to Mary Butler next Friday by way of educating her on how this has affected people locally.
Okay, Tony Doherty, chairperson of the Restoration of Carndonagh Day Care Services Committee. Good morning, welcome into our studio. Thank you for welcoming us into your place. How are you keeping?
Well, you're all very welcome. First of all, Greg, to you and your team, to sunny Carndonagh on this fantastic Tuesday morning when we're here to celebrate the reopening of daycare services in Carandon. It's a long time in the coming, but today is a day, it's all about celebration, and we're just all so delighted here in the community to have Highland Radio here and to have the official opening of the daycare services. And also like to thank the HSE for being here, and I know Frank Morrison sitting beside me is here this morning, made the long journey up from Sligo to be here this morning with us, and I think that shows the commitment from the HSE towards this service. And I'd just like to thank Frank for making the trip this morning, and also for all the nurses and all the staff that make this service happen and have done so over the last 6 weeks. And remember, Greg, this is a trial. We spoke on the radio probably about 8 weeks ago, where it was said that there was going to be a trial. We used that crude term. We said, use it or lose it, and we encourage people to come to the service. And I'm delighted to say this morning that we've had over 20 people on the 2 days that it's open each day, on the Mondays and Tuesdays when it's been open. So we're halfway through that trial period now, and we're hoping that it can be extended. But certainly to us, Michael, and it's been a great start.
I'll come back to you in a moment. You mentioned Frank Morrison, Head of Older Persons Services with the HSC. Frank, good morning to you, by the way.
Greg.
It's good to have you with us. And, we have to obviously highlight where there are deficits, but we've come here to celebrate where the right thing is done, and that's what's happened here. Talk to me about your role in returning these services.
I suppose the importance of day service can't be underestimated. We, as a health service, normally provide home support. We provide private nursing home care, community hospital care, but the one key component is that of a day service. And unfortunately, in a number of our facilities, as a post-COVID, because of space, because of circulation, because of IPC, we had to do some changes. And it has been a delay up here in Carndonagh. We did an interim move to another facility. But today is, as Tony says, and I want to thank him for his thanks, it is a really good opportunity here for the people of Carndonagh, the older persons, to have a day service right in the centre of the town, and staff and the community services and the committee are doing a good job.
You heard Tony reference there the fact that we're in a trial period here. That is not to put any dark clouds over the situation, right? But I mean, we've got this far. We don't want to lose this again. You've heard from Tony there about the positive uptake so far, and I think that's only going to grow. Even shows like this might get another 5 people. You know, that sort of a way. So what's the situation there?
From feedback from both committee and our own staff here, and I think I met one or two of our people who attend, everybody's enjoying it. And naturally enough, anything new, you don't say, well, it's here for life. But from feedback I've got, it'll be gone beyond a pilot. That this is just the beginning of a new. The numbers will grow. We'll keep an eye on the number of days, what we can do as well. And so it's definitely a positive future. We're not going back on it.
So are we now still in a 3-month trial period?
No, I would say that we're even though we're only halfway through a 3-month period, we're out of it, and it will be a continuum. It won't be stopping after this.
Well, Tony, that's encouraging.
Well, that's just fantastic news. On top of the good weather and on top of all the Highland Radio being here this morning and the success over the last 6 weeks. That's just absolutely fantastic news to know that the service is going to be extended, out from that and long term. And again, Frank, thanks very much to you and the staff and the HSE for making that all that happen. Back, Greg, in 2019, whenever the service was last with us, if you like, 56 different people used the service at Carandon Community Hospital. And that was over 3,100 visits to the service. And we estimate at the moment that there's probably been 40 people that have come in and out of this over the last 6 weeks. And based on the 2 days per week, that's about 2,000 visits. So we believe that there's more out there, as you said, maybe 4 or 5 more people and whatever, right? But that's 2,000 visits per annum that we're currently versus over 3,000. And of course, since 2019, we know that the population of Carandon and the surrounding area has grown, increased probably by 40 or 50%.
But it takes a while because these are the type of services that, well, firstly, you come of age for them, but also maybe you need someone close to you to advocate, to sort of say, do you know what, here's a fantastic service, do you want to call down? There's a lot of variables, so it's an organic growth, isn't it? So, I think you're doing great in terms of numbers, but I think as, the word gets about, it'll continue to go from strength to strength, Tony.
I mean, there was one lady that I happened to meet on the way out of here one of the days, and she was getting back to her car, and she said, this has been the best day in my life for years. I mean, when you hear that, your knees just go weak, that, you know, we're providing that level of a service. You know, the piece you played earlier on about the isolation coming out of COVID, it's been a difficult time for people. And to have, you know, the biggest thing in all of this, Greg, is friends. You know, the table's here in front of us and people are going to start coming in very shortly, is meeting your old friends, having a cup of tea, having a laugh, finding out what's going on in the community. Of course, there's also a level of kind of preventive medicine that's going on there, if you like, where people are, you know, early intervention of seeing how people are.
You know, and that doesn't end. You know, we are social beings, and I think even in fact, the socializing and integration becomes more important. You know, when you stop working, maybe you lose a partner, maybe your older children have gone to Australia or are working down the country. You know, we need to socialise, we need to mix, and I think that need outside of sort of immediate friendships and families gets greater as you get older.
Yeah, it definitely does, and you know, the other thing is, you know, that you know, one of the things that we want to remember here today is, you know, the service had been gone for 5 years, and there's an awful lot of people who we've lost in that time, and that's just the nature of the service and the nature of getting old. And we want to remember all those people that we've lost over the last 5 years here in Carndon and North Inishowen, but also across all the communities in Donegal and indeed the Northwest. So we kind of, today's the day as well, just to pause and to reflect about all of that, but also just kind of adds to the point that you're talking about, the importance of the service and getting people out here, because you know, time is of the essence. And it's within all our gift to get those people out. So,
Frank, just to go back to what you've said, because it's quite significant and it's great to get it on the record as well. As far as you're concerned, things are going really, really well. The feedback from the staff and the service users and providers is going well. The 3-month trial period, nothing's indefinite, right? But the 3-month trial period is somewhat off the table now. And did you hint at maybe exploring extending the services? We're at 2 days currently. You know, what's the KPI for maybe bumping it up, or what possibly could be in the pipeline?
Well, certainly we'll work with the providers of the building, what the availability is. Well, the committee has worked very hard with us to get that, and it is really good. I think today's opening, word of mouth, that promotion of the service, it has to go to a really good place. And you mentioned, you know, that whole thing of social isolation, good mental health, good physical health, meeting people, meeting new friends. We don't start meeting friends at 60, 65. So I think the whole thing will build. And word of mouth is the best seller. And once that gets round, and the locality, and I've met several people here who really love enjoying it. That's only this morning. So, and long may it last. So we're well beyond 3 months.
So Frank's going to be here all morning. Get down here, folks, especially for the official opening at 10:30. He's a lovely chap. But there are great challenges outside of the Carndon area across the northwest. You know, if you look at Letterkenny University Hospital, of the Model 3 hospitals, I believe it has the oldest older person demographic, and that's putting a strain on acute services. It's putting pressure on the need for step down facilities, home care packages, services like these. You know, fantastic. We're living longer, right? And we're getting older, but we're oversubscribed almost compared to other areas in this part of the world. As head of older person services, you know, how cognizant of you of that, and how much planning is being put into play for what we know is coming?
Okay.
I hope that's not the boss now saying don't answer that question.
It is. But apart from that, I actually think we've done an awful lot of work in Donegal, and all the outlying community hospitals from Letterkenny. They've all been absolutely refurbed. They've all been brought up to the levels that the regulator requires. There's been massive investment, Killybegs, Donegal Town, Ramelton, and more recently up the road we have Buncrana, which is due to get a full refurb. Carndonagh has had a refurb, as has Falcarragh. I think planning ahead, we have been planning ahead, and currently there's a 110 bed built, where the Minister was down 2 weeks ago. That is going to be a fantastic facility.
That's really up from the hospital.
Absolutely, it's across the road, and then that will provide both short-term care, long-term care, and it's a massive development. I've pushed for developments for older person services, not just in Donegal. We have another new build in Carrick-on-Shannon and Leitrim now. Not that you want to know too much about that here.
It's all the
but
northwest.
we are, and then there's a further where I also cover Cavermonaghan. We have on the capital plan another 80 bed. So from a service management point of view,
Ballyshannon as well. There was a significant
absolutely.
investment
Ballyshannon is just and we're nearly at our last award of opening. So we're still employing new staff.
Yeah. So that's excellent. Going forward, because if we want to be cared for in the community, right, we want to be cared for closer to home.
Correct.
We've seen the issues in Lifford, at St. Joseph's as well, and it sort of being a de facto step down from Letterkenny University Hospital and all of that, right? And of course, those beds are to be welcomed in Letterkenny, where the population centre is there. Can we realistically expect going forward, do you think, to get that type of care as close as possible to our own community? Do you think that's going to be realistic as we move forward? I'm talking maybe 5, 10, 15 years.
Sure. My goal is that the person who requires care gets care as close to home as possible. That's the ultimate goal. I don't think we'll ever reach everybody happy with everything, right? But we have our beds, we have our developments, we have our training of staff. We also have, Donegal has one of the highest, it has the highest proportion of My Home Help. It has 1.4 million hours, and for roughly about 2,000, just over 2,000 people. But even with that, and that's operating according to the National Service Plan that we've got, there will be pressures on the system, which is unfortunate, but we certainly try. And I have to commend the staff, the service managers, all the people around that really try hard to make sure that the person receives the care at home as much as possible. I don't like over-reliance on hospitals, personally. And my goal is...
But the relationship between some of the service you provide and the hospitals is essential.
It's huge.
It's so big.
Like even we have our integrated care program for older persons, which is a specialist service. We have the chronic disease program. The chronic disease program, which is just across the road from Letterkenny, that does cardiology, respiratory and diabetes. They're taking people from the community directly without going into the acute service. So they're getting their cardiac testing done, their respiratory testing, spirometry, etc. All would have been reliant going into the acute building. It's across the road. It's in the vicinity, but that's my goal in life. It's to get those chronic diseases working, the ICPOPs working, and even day services, right? Day services, everything outside of the acute hospital to make sure that the older person stays at home.
Yeah, because the more active you are, the more engaged you are, the less likely you are. In terms of, I'm not sure if it's under your control, home care packages, home help hours.
Home help hours, what?
Yeah, okay, right. Sure. We had a bit of an issue where people were being told, look, we've no more, the money's been spent. And effectively, and this sounds crass, but they were being told, unfortunately, someone in your area is going to have to pass away before, you get the package that you need. I know for a fact that there are consultants in Letterkenny University Hospital very close to kicking up a stink because they can't get people out of beds.
Okay.
That will probably happen in the next week or two. Where are we at in relation to that? And is it a case that money ran out? Can it be like that?
We're operating at what we've got. Our money is what we've got, and we're operating in line with our the home help hours that we have for the year. We're on target, and as again, 1.4 million hours for 2,000 people is huge. I just checked the list this morning on LUH, and there was 5 people on the DTOC list for home support. That flexes. It's cyclical. It goes up and down. Nobody's waiting on anybody to die. You have to be honest about that. We try our best.
As I said, it's a crass way of putting it, but unfortunately that's how people relate it to us.
Yeah, but the reality is we're working within our services. Donegal has a higher proportion of the home help hours than both Sligo or Cavermonaghan, and we'll continue to push that. Only last year.
When's the budget reloaded?
It would be towards the end of the year. Our service plan. Just to give a demonstration, our hours this year are roughly 2.4 to 2.6 million hours. 3 years ago was 1.7 million for total. We've gone up by 700 to 800,000 hours. We keep pushing. I keep pushing. The service keeps pushing.
One final question in relation to this. Is there, depending on which area you're in, a different way of delivering it? So if you're in Dublin, right, the metropolitan, you get hours or packages more quickly. And I've been told, or I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of that's being sourced privately.
Why are we operating a different model up here, or are we operating a different model up here?
There's two areas of the country that have CHO 6 and CHO 9. So Dublin and North Dublin, they have operated on the private market. We have employed people. We have 82% of the home help in Donegal is delivered. Right. Absolutely. We have roughly in home help, we have between 800 and 950 publicly employed employees. And I believe that that's very good for the community. I think the hours will continue to increase. I think that when, theoretically, the over 60s is the greatest growing age group at present.
Yeah.
That's going to put massive pressures on. And I know that the only solution is that the government, as they have done, there has been a huge investment. They will continue to invest. I've already explained where we've put our beds in, and I think we've planned for the future. We're not the worst. We have, when you see those new developments, and then our staff being trained up, and all the teams outside to support those. I think we're thinking beyond the box, and hopefully we'll be able to deal with the kind of the bigger numbers.
Do you have any idea off the top of your head in Donegal how many home help hours or packages were short?
The latest, just reviewed this, we have 354 people waiting for service.
Yeah, which is a lot of people.
There's 250 new, and then roughly 100 that's looking for additional, which we work through.
Yeah. Okay. But this is outside of you're working within your budgets.
We're working within our budgets. We're working within our service plan, but we will continue to push for it.
Right. Okay. Thanks for that.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Tony, sorry for widening the conversation out, but I wasn't going to let him back to Sligo without us asking a few additional questions. And we'll chat to you again, I'm sure, throughout the morning. Again, thanks for that, Frank. But isn't it great to be able to be here? The sun is shining. The tables are out. You need to get down here if you're in and around Carndonagh, don't you? Because this is a major development for the people whose shoulders we stand on, older people in this area, to have an outlet for themselves to socialise, to be entertained, etc. Tony?
Absolutely, Greg. And we see today as being the end of the beginning. We're working with Frank and his team that we have a permanent home for daycare services again back in the hospital complex. That's a longer term plan that we're working with Frank on, and we continue to work with Frank and his team on that. When we met with Mary Butler last May, 12 months ago it is now, Frank and Minister Butler gave a commitment at that stage to work with us on a bi-monthly basis, so that we would meet up on a bi-monthly basis. And the HSE and Frank have been true to the word. We've met pretty much every 2 months, and we'll continue to do that. And we're here to support the HSE. We understand that the HSE better than we did in relation to the constraints that they work under, and I think the HSE understand better the requirements for daycare services now in North Inishowen and Carndonagh. By the way, just to let you know, Carndonagh, I was looking up the last census. Carndonagh actually is the 4th highest population centre in Donegal. 2,700 and something people, roughly the same as Donegal town and Ballyshannon. They're just a little bit behind. So it's a big rural community up here in North Inishowen, and maybe we've got a wee bit of something on our shoulder, if you like, that we think we don't get what we deserve. But we're delighted to have everybody here this morning, and as we said at the start of it, it's a day of celebration. And I hope everybody enjoys the music. People are starting to come in here.
What have we got?
This morning.
What's coming up?
So what we have is we've got some fantastic local talent around this area. I'm going to shamelessly say.
I think he's proud to be from Carandon, Tony. Frank, sorry.
Just a wee bit.
He sounds a little bit proud, doesn't he?
Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. So we've got the Carndonagh choir are coming, and we're going to be playing. We've a couple of gazebos out the front here, and they'll be playing. They're going to come in and play with you as well. We've got the Carndonagh brass band. We've got the Henry girls are coming in as well, and I think we've a couple of other wee surprises there as well.
Yeah, Caroline Orr's going to be singing for us. I'm very excited about. Yeah. All right, brilliant stuff. Listen, we'll chat to you, I'm sure, before the morning is out. Frank Morrison, you're very welcome. I know you're familiar with Donegal because this is part of your area as well. Yeah. We appreciate you coming up. Thank you for bringing us some good news. We're not in a trial period anymore, and who is to say additional days might be provided here if the demand continues to increase, and we hope it does. So if you want to know what this is about, let me put it to you like this. Why don't you bring that person close to you down to us today? Have a look about, see the facilities, see what's going on. You won't get a better day for it. The sun is shining, the gazebos are out, the kettle's boiling, and you'd be more than welcome to come down here. It's a really open and friendly environment. But for now, Frank Morrison, Head of Older Persons HSE, thank you very much indeed. Tony Doherty, Chair of the Restoration Carndonagh Day Care Services Committee, might need a new name at this stage. Thank you very much for that. Yes. Okay, we'll be back with more on the 9 till noon show here live from Carandonagh after the break.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook and at highlandradio.com. The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
The Hillary's mid-season sale is now on. Get up to 40% off hundreds of beautiful made-to-measure styles. Plus, for a limited time only, enjoy an extra 10% off absolutely everything. That's an extra 10% off all blinds, curtains, shutters, even items already in the sale. And measuring and fitting is always included. We've been transforming homes across Ireland for over 40 years. Book your free in-home appointment today at hillary.ie. Hurry, the extra 10% off ends 2nd of June. Conditions apply.
Summer sounds at Harvey's Point. Every Wednesday from May the 21st until June the 25th, a magical evening of music, song and dance from some of Ireland's greatest stars. Gourmet dinner, the warmest of welcomes. Don't delay. Book today. harveyspoint.com or 074 972 2208. That magical evening on the shores of Loch Esk awaits.
If you have a special occasion coming up, Watson Menswear stock a great selection of men's and boys' formal and casual wear. Top casual brands include Mishmash, French Connection, Tommy Bow and Penguin. Formal wear names include Rimozumo, Sixth Sense and White Label, with a special suit deal of a 3-piece suit, shirt, tie and shoes, all for only €299. Watson Menswear, open 7 days a week on Main Street, Letterkenny and at watsonmenswear.com.
Atlantic Travel, Letterkenny, award-winning travel experts. Sail the Sicilian coastline, dive the Maldives, tour Riacan and Tuscan vineyards, stroll the shores of Lake Garda or the streets of Santorini. Indulge the senses, savor new flavors, embrace warm welcomes, smiling faces and balmy sunsets. Escape with atlantictravel.ie. Book today.
Okay, we're back. Sorry, I was slightly distracted there looking out the window at beautiful Carndonagh here. You're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. Just to remind you of our contact details, 086 60 25,000. That's the WhatsApp and text number, 086 60 25,000, or give us a call on 074 91 25,000. And just to remind you, you can watch all of today's show as you can every day on our YouTube channel, Highland Radio Ireland, which means you can hook in if you're at home on your big TV or your Fire Stick. We're on Facebook and we're on the X platform as well. So it takes a lot of effort, a lot of people to achieve a goal like was achieved here. Just to remind you, the services closed here in Carndonagh in 2020 around the time of COVID, but they're back open again now. The day services operate on Mondays and Tuesdays from 10 a.m. Until 3:30 p.m. Catering at the moment for up to 20 people, but they want that number to grow, so get down here. There's activities daily on Mondays and Tuesdays, music, dancing, card playing, poetry, chair exercises. It has it all. So as I say, we spoke to Tony there, who I think kind of got the ball rolling, calling that public meeting on our show in October of 23. Councillor Albert Doherty is among the local public representatives that have worked with the committee to make days like today possible. Good morning to you, Albert. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Greg. Good morning to you and welcome to Carndonagh.
You've been plugging away on this one too, haven't you?
Yeah, I've plugged as I saw the enjoyment that was taken out of daycare provision pre-COVID, the isolation of COVID, and the restoration process that was begun when COVID ended. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to restore a service that was previously enjoyed by many. And Tony and Frank had some very welcome news this morning, Greg, and that was down to a concerted effort by many people in many places to bring the service back.
And we're out of the trial period now, and they're pursuing the potential to expand the services. It's a great day. That's news that was released here for the first time, so it's brilliant stuff.
It's news. I heard it at home. It's a godsend. It allows us to sustain what we're delivering presently and, of course, to build and to provide for our community who went through a tough time, but now we want to ensure that they enjoy the comfort, company and crack that they find.
And whilst we're talking about Carndon, and why wouldn't we, this is a story that echoes around the entire county. There are wonderful services similar to this operating all over the Northwest, and I think we should be encouraging not just new people to come to these services, but to check out the services in your area. It's a wonderful, beautiful, welcoming place here, isn't it? And I'd be more than happy to while away a couple of hours.
It is a wonderful location, and we have to say thank you to those in Spree who played a crucial part, to the owner of the properties here. And yes, if we can share a message that encourages other groups as well and encourages other areas, let's listen and learn from it, because Tony talked this morning about how one lady said the best day of her life. Those sort of stories have been shared with us over the last short 6 weeks. To have the trial period lifted, Greg, is a delight.
Yeah, and credit where it is due. As I say, we have a go at the HSE when it needs doing, but we also have to praise departments when they work. And fair play to Frank Morrison, Head of Older Person Services with the HSE coming up, and also to answering some interesting questions about, bed provision, home help packages, hours, and all that type of stuff. They are constrained in their budgets. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, it's the same with the acute hospital. Massive deficits every single year, 19 million one year, 10 million another. There's a serious issue with investment in our health services, and to some extent we have to be fair and say locally some of the HSE staff's hands are being tied by decisions that are made in Galway, but I'm starting to realise now most of these decisions actually are being made in Dublin.
Yeah, last night I attended a meeting where we talked about the government's 10-year plan, a capital plan in relation to mental health. And locally here, there are plans to develop at Rerich na Sléifte mental health provision for the peninsula. And these are local issues being highlighted by local people, but there is a requirement from central government to respond positively. And that's a goal that we all must put our shoulder behind.
Well done for your role in getting these services back up and running again. Councillor Albert Doherty, thank you very much indeed. And people are continuing to land in here. Where the visitors here, of course. Many people coming here every Monday and Tuesday. But if you are in and around Carndonagh, come down, say hello to us, but also come down for the live music. There's a brass band playing, there's tea, there's coffee, there's lovely seating indoors and outdoors. Okay, we're going to be getting some reaction to that deal between the UK and Europe from a fishing perspective after these.
Travelling to Dublin for business? Donegal Airport's same-day return makes it easy. Fly out at 7:55 a.m. and return at 6:50 p.m. Great fares and low-cost parking. Save time and book now at aerlingus.com. Terms and conditions apply.
My home is my castle. My sing in the shower place or work in my undies place. My pizza for breakfast, cornflakes for dinner place. My home is my me place.
With AXA Home Insurance, you can protect the place where you can truly be yourself and get 24-hour emergency home assistance as standard. Get a quote online or call into your local branch. AXA. Know you can. Policy terms and conditions apply. AXA Insurance Stock is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Are you worried about trees on your property? Northwest Forestry Services Ballybuffet are fully insured and have over 40 years experience in dangerous tree removal, tree felling, surgery and stump grinding. For peace of mind, call Northwest Forest Services Ballybuffet for a no obligation quotation on 913233.
Attention Donegal, Derry and Tyrone. PD Bathrooms and Tiles are proud to unveil our newest and most stunning showroom in Lisfannon Business Park, Buncrana. Located right opposite the Northwest Golf Course, we offer unbeatable quality and incredible value. For 30 years, we've been the experts in total refits, stocking and serving as the sole agent for many top brands. Visit us today and transform your space with the finest bathroom and tile solutions. Telephone 93 95 884. PD Bathrooms and Tiles, where excellence meets value. Lisfannon Business Park, Buncrana, F93H10F.
At Fleming's, we take great pride in having provided quality steel and roofing to all our customers throughout Ireland since 1860.
Tell them about the doors, John.
Okay, Mike. We also provide a full quality range of
doors, industrial doors, garage doors, roller doors, insulated doors.
Thanks for that, Mike.
No dramas, mate.
Fleming's, engineering solutions for 150 years. Call us now on 074 91 48 234.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenney's. Get set for summer with all new arrivals dropping every week, from fashion to footwear and homeware to cosmetics. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhenneys.com today.
Okay, the weather forecast. I can let you know that this morning will be mainly dry with brighter sunny spells. This afternoon, showers will develop and will continue for the rest of the day. Some will be heavy with isolated thunderstorms and spot flooding. Possible highest temperatures of 17 to 19 degrees. Right. We are joined on the programme now by E. O'Donnell, CEO of the Irish Fish Producers Organisation. Thank you so much for joining us. The papers are saying today that the government seems quite happy with this deal. 12 more years of us being able to fish in UK waters, but I imagine it's more complex than that.
Good morning, Greg. Thank you for having us on. Yeah, it's much more complex than that, certainly for fishing communities, and certainly for Donegal and Killybegs particularly. We have a mixed bag of a situation. We've got long-term certainty, certainly in relation to access to fishing in the UK waters, but we haven't addressed the issue of the level playing field, in that Ireland, in the existing agreement which has been rolled over, has paid such a high price as part of the Brexit TCA.
So rather than it being an opportunity to improve the situation for Ireland, we've kind of locked ourselves in to 2038, it would seem.
Absolutely. It's a 12-year deal. We've locked ourselves in. Ireland paid 40% of the total value of the contribution of quotas to the UK as part of the Brexit deal. This is locked in now. There seems to be no way back, and we really have to fight with Europe at this stage on an internal basis to try and rectify the situation going forward. We need a rebalancing of the injustice of the original deal in 2020.
Right, so 40% of the value of quotas have been transferred to the UK. Why are we doing such heavy lifting in relation to that? Why 40% from Ireland when you have effectively landlocked nations with better quotas than us?
Absolutely. The question is very relevant. It's very pertinent. It's basically a political arrangement that was struck in the time of Barnier with the UK in 2020. Ireland effectively was thrown under the bus. Other nations resisted giving up long-standing rights and quotas, and even most recently, the French were very clear in pointing out that they were fighting for their share of the access to the UK waters. They weren't going to concede 1 kilo of fish. So we've been sacrificed in 2020. That situation remains unchanged.
Were we present at the negotiating table? And when I say we, I mean, do we know what representations, if any, were made on behalf of Ireland as this deal was being brokered? Surely the state would have known that the industry thinks this 40% is unfair, and whilst you're negotiating a deal, maybe now is the time for a better deal for Ireland. So how strongly were we represented, do you know, specifically Ireland, that is, not the EU, during these negotiations?
Well, it's really important to understand that the competence or the responsibility for negotiating trade deals such as this lies with the European Commission. It's a European matter. We're represented and defended by them. we're one voice at the table, and we have to fight very hard to achieve what we want. Ireland has a tradition of being rolled over in these instances, and we really need to raise our representation and our voice at the European level to defend our interests.
All right, listen, E, thanks very much for that. We'll see how well we do in that regard. That is E. O'Donnell there, who's CEO of the Irish Fish Producers Organisation. I'm joined on the programme now too by Donegal Deputy Pádraig McLaughlin. He's, of course, Sinn Féin's Chief Whip, but also spokesperson on Fisheries. Deputy McLaughlin, good morning to you. Okay, I'll try one more time. He's on line 1 back at base, is he? Deputy McLaughlin, is there someone in studio? There is. Deputy McLaughlin, good morning. No, we'll come back to that. Before, whilst I try and reconnect with Deputy McLaughlin, I'll just bring you back in momentarily,
yes,
if that's okay. What do we do next, or what can be or needs to be done next?
We really need to take the case to Europe. We've got to fight for a rebalancing, make sure that other member states carry the burden equally. There needs to be a form of burden sharing going forward. This is a 12-year deal. Killybegs particularly sacrificed 26% of its mackerel quota. Ireland as a nation sacrificed 15% of its prawn quota. This is disproportionate, this is unjust, this is unfair.
And we can actually estimate how much this is going to cost us, and when I say us, the industry. In the bigger scale of things, maybe the fishing industry isn't the biggest industry that we have here in this country, but when you roll up the amount potentially could be lost to that sector over 12 years, the numbers are really, really huge.
They're startling. It's estimated that in 2025 the value of the transfer from Ireland was about 40 million. If you look at that over 12 years, it's approaching $500 million of value of quotas transferred from Ireland to the UK. We couldn't afford this in the first instance, and it's something that's biting home hard with our coastal communities in relation to employment, in relation to work, in relation to the vessels being tied to the pier when other nations are fishing in our waters. So it's something that needs to be taken to task.
All right, E, thanks very much for your time. E. O'Donnell there. I'm going to try once again to connect with Sinn Féin's Fisheries spokesperson, Deputy Pádraig McLaughlin. Pádraig, hopefully you can hear me. Good morning to you.
Hi, Greg, I can hear you now.
What's your reaction? As I say, some of the newspaper reports suggest that the government is happy enough with this. I haven't obviously heard from them directly. Do you think there's any cause for positivity from an Irish perspective? No, I'm not sure if Pádraig's speaking. I can't hear him in any case, so we might try and reconnect that or get him in on the audio here. Right, 086 60 25,000, that's the WhatsApp and text number, 086 60 25,000, or give us a call on 074 91 25,000. To remind you, as well as business as usual for the most part, i.e. Community Garda information coming up for you after 10. We'll be previewing Relay for Life with Magella O'Donnell and so much more besides. But we are here celebrating the restoration of day services at Carndonagh. Day services for older people at Carndonagh Day Care centre here. It's located in the Spree building, and it's very popular already. 15 to 20 people using the services on the daily, and they're hoping that more people will come in. And what a day this is to come down and see what goes on here, have a chat with people, a cup of tea, and there is even some tray bakes if you don't mind. We're going to have some live music for you later as well, and there is live music for those of you calling down here to beautiful sunny Carndonagh. And the reason we were here was to sort of mark the restoration of services, but we've kind of exceeded that already, because the great news is that the HSE have confirmed today that we're no longer in a trial period, that these services will continue beyond the initial 3 months, and in fact, if the demand is there, they are exploring the possibility of extending them even further. So we'll have much more live from Carndonagh after we take a break for the news and the obituary notices.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
Ensure the safety of your team with SafeTech. We have part-funded courses in first aid, people moving and handling, confined spaces, food hygiene, quad bikes, fire warden, IPAF MUPS, electrofusion, welding and machinery cards for Ireland and UK sites. Also delivering online courses like utilities, water hygiene and construction supervisors. SafeTech can deliver group training at your business premises. To find out more, contact safetech.ie today.
Save more with real rewards at Doherty Super Value Carndonagh. Walker 6-pack only €1.50. My Waddy 1 litre €2. Incredible value every week. Unlock exclusive savings and shop smart, where rewards really add up. Only at Doherty Super Value Carndonagh.
This year, every organisation with over 50 employees must highlight the difference in pay between men and women, the gender pay gap. Because if we highlight it, we can all work to close it. So whether you work in boardrooms, showrooms, front rooms, stock rooms, or not in rooms at all, if you have 50 or more staff, you must report it by November 30th. Let's all highlight the difference to make a difference. Visit gov.ie/gender pay gap to learn more.
Get your home and garden summer ready with Watson Hire in Letterkenny. From lawnmowers to trimmers and compost to lawnmowers, they have everything you need to tidy, clean and green your space. If you're painting, inside or out, choose the best value paint in Donegal from top names like Fleetwood and Johnson's. Watson Hire, open 6 days a week at Lisnen and Letterkenny, with great deals to have your home and garden looking their best. See watsonhire.ie.
Your specialty is quality tiles, bathroom suites and wooden floors. Who is the best range of tiles in Donegal?
Crawford Tiles.
The best wood flooring?
Crawford Tiles.
The best bathroom suites?
Crawford Tiles.
5-day bathroom refits?
Crawford Tiles.
And who's been tampering with my questions?
That'll be me.
Crawford Tiles, Castlefin. That'll be them. 07491 43942.
Live, on air, online and on the Highland Radio app. This is Highland Radio News.
Good morning, it's 10 o'clock. Donald Kavanagh at the news desk. Carndonagh Day Care has officially reopened this morning. There's been a lengthy campaign to reopen the facility following its closure during the COVID pandemic. The centre was initially reopened on a trial basis, providing services for older people on a 2-day-a-week basis. Well, Frank Morrison, the head of Older Person Services with the HSE, confirmed on today's 9 till noon show that the service will now be extended beyond the trial period.
From feedback I've got, it'll be gone beyond, well beyond the pilot. This is just the beginning of a new. The numbers will grow. We'll keep an eye on the number of days, what we can do as well. And so it's definitely a positive future. We're not going back on it. I would say that we're, even though we're only halfway through a 3-month period, we're out of it. And it will be a continuum. It won't be stopping after this.
Well, that's been welcomed by Tony Doherty, the chair of the restoration of the Carndonagh Day Care Services Committee. He says there is a clear demand for the service locally.
Whenever the service was last with us, if you like, 56 different people used the service at Carndonagh Community Hospital, and that was over 3,100 visits to the service. And we estimate at the moment that there's probably been 40 people that have come in and out of this over the last 6 weeks, and based on the 2 days per week, that's about 2,000 visits.
Well, as you've been hearing, Greg is broadcasting a special 9 till noon show from the centre in Carndonagh. There'll be lots more from Carndonagh on the programme over the course of the morning. The Taoiseach admits children are waiting too long for an assessment of needs. 15,000 children are currently waiting over 6 months for an assessment. That figure could rise to 25,000 by the end of the year, according to the HSE. Autism campaigner Cara Darmody is beginning a 50-hour protest outside the Dáil this morning while a debate takes place inside the chamber. Simon Harris says the issue has to be resolved on all sides.
When it comes to assessment of needs, this is a huge area that needs significant progress. We will not be opposing the opposition motion today because this is an issue which isn't about party jersey or partisan politics. This is an issue about everybody elected to Dáil Éireann putting their heads and their minds together and fixing this issue.
Ireland's seafood industry was worth €1.24 billion last year. It's an all-time high and up 4% on the previous year. Quota cuts and rising costs continued to affect the sector. However, improved demersal quotas in the northwest were among the positive changes noted. The CEO of BIM, Caroline Buchel, has been outlining the reasons for the growth in the sector last year.
Part of the increase is a price growth increase right across the sector. So although we did see a reduction in the value of mackerel landings, reducing by volume, we did see significant price growth there. So the price growth increase in both mackerel and in nephrops have been very strong. We also had a very strong year in terms of salmon. It was a very good performance for our aquaculture salmon farms this year. So we saw very strong growth there in terms of both volume and value coming.
School secretaries have begun balloting on possible strike action. The members of the trade union Forsa, who work in schools across the country, want access to the same pension schemes as others in the public service. The secretaries are voting on indefinite strikes until their demands are met. The union is urging the Department of Education and Public Expenditure to engage with them. The Taoiseach says the amount of aid being allowed into Gaza is a sick joke. Micheál Martin says the world is disgusted with the level of bombing and starvation and says the weaponisation of aid is a war crime. Aid has started entering Gaza for the first time in nearly 3 months, although only 5 lorries were allowed in yesterday. The Taoiseach says it's sickening.
I think 5 trucks instead of the 500 plus that we urgently need a day is a sick joke. I mean, it's beyond, and I don't like using that language. It's just, I couldn't believe yesterday the news that 5 trucks has been left in. Sure, we know we need hundreds and hundreds of trucks. I mean, people are starving. People in Inishowen are being urged to take part in a comprehensive bee census. It's part of a project being carried out by the University of Galway to protect and conserve native Irish honeybees. The survey is intended to map and gather data on the population density of both free-living and managed bee colonies in the region. PhD student Michael Vierspo says data collected in Inishowen will form part of a wider international study.
It's going to take about 3 years for the whole project to be completed, where we're going to be studying how wild honeybees can survive on their own, if they can be implemented in conventional beekeeping systems, and obviously come up with solutions, nature-based solutions for the conventional beekeeping sector.
Weather forecast mainly dry with bright or sunny spells this morning. Showers will develop in the afternoon, continuing for the rest of the day. Some of those showers heavy with isolated thunderstorms and some spot flooding possible. Highest temperatures today 17 to 19 degrees Celsius. And that's Highland Radio News. We're back with news headlines again at 11 o'clock. In the interim, check all the day's news on our website, highlandradio.com. But for now, from the news team, good morning.
The obituary notice says for this Tuesday morning, May the 20th. The death has taken place of Mary Josephine Goff, née McLaughlin, 50 Culmore Point, Derry. Her remains will be reposing in her home today and tomorrow from 12 noon to 9 o'clock. Funeral from there on Thursday morning at 11:25 for 12 o'clock Requiem Mass in Our Lady of Lourdes Church, Steelstown. Interment afterwards in the city cemetery. The death has taken place of Stephen Martin, Carndonagh Slate, Lifford, reposing at Quigley's funeral home this evening from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Service in the funeral home tomorrow morning at 11:30. Private cremation afterwards in Lakelands Crematorium. The death has taken place of Michael Mickey McCallion, 125 Ardcolgan. His remains are reposing at the home of his sister Eileen, Carndonagh. Removal from there tomorrow morning at 10:15 to the Sacred Heart Church, Carndonagh, for 11 o'clock Requiem Mass, followed by interment in the adjoining cemetery. Requiem Mass can be viewed live on the parish webcam. Family time please from 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock. The death has taken place of James Jim McCready, 450 Imlick Villas, Carrigans. His remains are reposing at his late residence. Funeral leaving from there tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 for 2 o'clock funeral service in Calais Parish Church at Carrigans, followed by burial in the adjoining graveyard. Family flowers only please. Donations in lieu if desired to ICU ward, Letterkenny University Hospital, care of any family member or Terence McClintock, funeral director. Family time please from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock and on the morning of the funeral. The death has occurred of Tom Rainey, Carrow Cannon, Fulcara, formerly of Walsall, England. Family home, private please. Remains reposing at Sweeney Funeral Home, Ballybose, Falcara. Everyone welcome this evening from 5:30 until 8:30. Removal tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for private cremation in Letglance Crematorium, Cavan. Family time only on the morning of the funeral. Family flowers only please. Donations in lieu if desired to the Donegal Hospice, care of any family member or Sweeney funeral directors and embalmers. The death has occurred of Charlie Cullen, Fawns Termin, arriving at St Columbus Church Termin at 7 o'clock this evening to repose overnight. People are welcome to pay their respects in the church tomorrow morning from 10:30, with Requiem Mass at 11 o'clock, followed by burial in the family plot in the adjoining cemetery. And the death has occurred of Cathal O'Galcor, 13A, Gordon Grania, Carndonagh Upper, Mountain Top at Letterkenny. Requiem Mass this morning in St Junan's Cathedral, Letterkenny at 11 o'clock, with burial afterwards in New Leck Cemetery. Funeral Mass can be viewed on the St Junan's webcam. For family information and more details regarding wakes and funerals, please go to highlandradio.com.
Highland Radio. You never know when barbecue weather will arrive or leave. But with Aldi's 100% Irish Board Bia quality assured barbecue range, you can be ready at a moment's notice. Like lean beef burgers, basted pork loin chops, and marinated chicken fillet kebabs. All for only $2.99 per pack. So go on, get summer started. Good food, good mood from Aldi, while stocks last.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio.
And you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. We're broadcasting live from the Spriaga Sport building here in Carndonagh, and it is to celebrate the official reopening of the Carndonagh Day Care Centre for older persons. And it's a journey we've been on right from the very beginning, back to October 2023. Obviously, the services were withdrawn in 2020, but a campaign was started in 23. Tony Doherty came on and he says, look, we're calling a meeting. These services need to be restored. He saw himself from his own family situation, the importance of them and the gap that they left for so many people in this region. And today is some day. I'll tell you, the brass band is playing in the background. You may well be able to hear them, which is perfectly fine. We don't mind that at all. But if you call down here, you'll be able to sit out in the sun, or if you prefer, you can sit in the shade of the wonderful gazebos and listen to some great entertainment, chat to loads of local people here and the staff and nurses, and as I say, there's a wonderful atmosphere. There's an official opening at 10:30, so if you are going to come down, we'd love to see the car park wedged. And already there is still seating inside the building here, but many seats taken, people chatting, drinking tea, eating buns, and the same is happening outside as well. So as I say, we just want to share this day with as many people as possible. And just if you hadn't heard in the first hour, we also have learned that we're not now in a trial period here any longer, that in fact the services, whilst nothing can be committed to eternally, the services are not under a 3-month scrutiny any longer. They've been successful enough that they will be retained, and in fact, if the numbers continue to grow as they have, may well indeed be extended from the Monday and Tuesday that they already run on. 086 60 25,000 is the WhatsApp and text number. Give us a call on 07491 25,000. A texter says Clonmany has a great place for old people. You should call to see it, Greg, on your way home. Indeed, I'd be familiar with the Clonmany area. Hi Greg, welcome to the best town in Inishowen, and well done to getting a day centre. Another good morning, Greg. Can you give a shout out to the people of Donegal to put out small water bowls for the birds, especially small birds, as the ground is so dry and very few water spots for the birds to get to. I have 6 small bowls out which have to be refilled every day during this hot weather, so they not only drink from the bowls but they also bathe in them as well. That comes in from Kate. Kate, fair play to you, thinking a little bit about nature there. And a wee birthday request, a big happy birthday request I should say, a 50th birthday to Lorna McGee in St Johnston. Hope she has a lovely day, from Paddy Matthewson. Right, okay, we are going to be talking to we're going to be talking to... we're going to be doing Community Garda information very, very shortly, so stay tuned for that. And also, too, we're going to be launching the Donegal Garda Youth Awards 2025. This is all leading up to a really special event that's taking place at the end of the year, or towards the end of the year, in the Abbey Hotel. We were down at it last year. It's fantastic, great fun. And if you've got a younger person in your life, you will know once we have this conversation that deserves recognition, we'll be encouraging you to give them that recognition, because of course there are a select few that win certain categories, but every young person that's nominated receives an accreditation. So Garda Sean Sweeney is going to be joining me alongside Garda Patrick McGlynn. That's coming up after we take the bingo numbers.
It's time for Vision Ireland Bingo on Highland Radio.
It's Tuesday the 20th of May. You're playing on the brown sheet for the daily prize of €1,400. The reference number is S2. It's game number 21. The numbers are 58, 28, 27, 22, 23, 50, 64, 32, 18, and finally 74. Phone your claim to 9104833 before midnight, leaving your name, contact number and the name of the shop where you purchased your book, and we'll call you back the next working day. Get all your Vision Ireland bingo information at highlandradio.com.
If you're looking for a competitive insurance quote, contact Hickey Clark and Langan Insurance Brokers in Letterkenny. Home, car or van insurance, farm, commercial or public liability insurance. They compare quotes from all the leading insurers so you get a great price. Call Hickey Clark and Langan on 9126688 or call into the office at Ballymacool, Letterkenny. Hickey Clark and Langan General Insurances Limited, trading as Hickey Clark and Langan, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Volkswagen. Happy birthday to you.
It's the Volkswagen 75th birthday sales event this May 19th to 24th. Celebrate a big birthday for us with big savings for you. Enjoy competitive finance at APR for a limited time only. Visit your local dealer or search Volkswagen.ie. T's and C's apply. Volkswagen Financial Services Ireland Limited is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Order your 252 with Connolly's Volkswagen Letterkenny. See the full range at connellys.ie.
Looking for a technology partner to help you reach your business goals? With cybersecurity solutions from Vodafone, your business can hack off the hackers. And with our collaboration tools like Microsoft 365, your business can bring the team together, wherever they are. Keeping your business secure and productive. Make technology work for you with solutions and support from Vodafone. Search Your Business Can today.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from €40,000 to €600,000 with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
The Community Garda information slot is brought to you by Sheridan Security Systems, monitoring homes and businesses in the northwest for intruder, fire, panic and medical signals. Call Sheridan Security on 91 26025.
You're very welcome back to Carndonagh. There is a bit of ambience, I'm not going to lie, for the Community Garda information slot. Both me and Garda Sean Sweeney working under pressure here with an audience, Sean.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
We'll be okay. But you know what? It's an atmosphere of joy and celebration. And I'll be speaking to some guards a little later on, because this is a very important facility as well for local Gardaí to speak to those that come here about personal security and stuff as well. But we'll crack on, if that's all right, Sean, and we'll start with an appeal. And this is relating to an assault in Downings.
Yeah, this report of an alleged assault occurred in the early hours of Sunday, the 18th of May, at approximately 3:45 a.m. at Carndonagh Downings. The man is believed to have been assaulted by a group of 4 to 5 males who were unknown to him at that location. He'd been walking from Downings in the direction of the Coast Guard cottages when the incident occurred. The injured man sought medical attention for injuries that are not believed to be life-threatening in nature. So our appeal for any witnesses who witnessed the incident or may have dashcam footage from Killarney-Rossapena Road in Downings between 3 a.m. and 4:15 a.m. on May the 18th, we'd ask them to get in touch with Mulford on 9153060.
Okay, now we'll go to Burnfoot and reports of criminal damage.
Yes, occurred in Burnfoot between 5 p.m. on Friday the 16th of May and 10 a.m. on Saturday the 17th of May. The outer boundary wall of the Greenham Park estate was damaged between those times. The damage most likely caused by collision, so we're urging anybody who may have witnessed a road traffic collision at that location between those times to make contact with Garda, or if you have any relevant information, please contact Buncrana on 9320540.
Okay, and a couple of days earlier, a criminal damage incident in Letterkenny.
Yes, occurred in the Theatre Car Park on the Port Road on Wednesday the 14th of May between 9:15 a.m. and 5:45 p.m. A car had been parked at that location was damaged between those times. The car was scratched, keyed along the whole length of the passenger side. So our appeal to anybody who observes this activity in that area between those times, contact Garda in Letterkenny on 9167100 or indeed the confidential line 1800 666 111.
And a criminal damage incident in Lifford now too.
Yeah, this occurred at a vacant house in the area of Corrie Lane, Lifford, between 6 p.m. on Friday 9th of May and 5:30 p.m. on Saturday the 10th of May. It was only recently discovered that 5 windows of the property were smashed between those dates. So again, if anybody has any relevant information or if they observed any suspicious activity in the area between those dates, we ask them to contact Letterkenny on 9167100.
Now, some information about some recent road traffic detections, Sean.
Yeah, so this appeal is in light of some recent detections within the division. So over the past week, since last Tuesday and today, 18 people have been arrested across Donegal on suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. 13 of the rest were for drink driving and 5 were for drug driving. These are extremely worrying figures, so we urge all drivers not even to consider getting behind the wheel if you're under the influence of any type of intoxicant. We regularly make this appeal, but fortunately, in some cases it falls on deaf ears. So everybody's well aware of the risks associated with driving under influence, but there's some willing to take the risk. They're risking their own lives and the lives of others. So we're trying to make the road safer means education and enforcement. So if anybody's listening who take these type of risks, we ask them to rethink and to stop. Many lives are lost and destroyed with this kind of irresponsible behaviour. So Letterkenny Roads Policing Unit detected a car travelling at 130 kilometres an hour in a 60 kilometre zone in the early hours of Saturday morning, the 17th of May. The driver failed to stop and continued driving excess speed. He was stopped and arrested a short time later on suspicion of drink driving. It was also discovered that he was not insured, so he's been charged to appear before court. Ballybofey Garda Station seized 3 vehicles lunchtime on Saturday 17th of May in the Clohan area from uninsured drivers, one of whom was arrested after failing to stop. He's been signalled to do so. He's also been charged to court. Look, we urge all drivers not to take dangerous unnecessary risks. Don't drive under influence, wear a seatbelt and don't hold a mobile phone. And please ensure that all your documents are in order.
It's very frustrating, isn't it? I'm not saying this is an official Garda line, but sometimes you can't help but feel we're going backwards here. You know, especially with the all too frequent reminders that we get about the dangers of our roads.
Yeah, but look, you're taking your own life and the risk of, it could be a family travelling. It's just too much of a risk to take. There's so many cars on the road these days.
It's not just cars though, because we're seeing an increase in quads on the roads.
Yeah, look, there's an increase in reports of quads being driven by youths and children in particular around the roads of West Donegal in recent months. Look, these are powerful machines. If you use the public road, the same rules apply to any other car. So they must be registered, taxed and roadworthy and standard road regulations. You have to hold a driving licence and be fully insured. If you're 16, you must to drive a light quad of 350 kg or less, with a maximum speed of 45 kg. Drive a heavier quad, you need to be 17. So look, they're not designed as toys for young boys or young people, okay? They're designed to be driven off-road in farm areas and not by children. So look, this is reckless behaviour, poses a threat to other road users and to the youths themselves, because a lot of the time they're driven in a dangerous and erratic manner. So they're not covered by insurance, and many of the drivers are too young to even hold a driving licence.
Well, look at, professional farmers now have to go through training courses. They're obliged to wear helmets. That is the serious concerns there are for adults using these machines. Now, it's a grey enough area, I suppose, in terms of young people on private land and that type of stuff. But if the threat of harm is taken that seriously for adults, we can only imagine you have to be doing the same for young kids. You're the responsible adult in their lives. Okay. Right, big game coming up on Saturday. It's the Senior All-Ireland Championship. Donegal versus Tyrone, renewing their rivalry at the Fortress, McCool Park. It's a 7 p.m. throw-in, presumably to suit the TV channels. It doesn't really suit an awful lot of fans. But anyway, those travelling through or to need to take note.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to this one here. So again, like you said, it's on Saturday the 2014, throw-in at 7 p.m. at McCool Park. So expect traffic delays before and after the match. We'll endeavour to assist the traffic as much as possible. Large numbers will be attending, so delays will be unavoidable. So parking will be available on several car parks around the town. Please utilise these areas fully. We ask anybody attending the game, please park responsibly. Don't cause obstruction of footpaths, private entrances. Don't obstruct access for emergency vehicles or the flow of traffic. Any vehicle found to be causing obstruction will likely get a fixed charge penalty and could be towed as well. This ensures free flow of traffic for everyone pre and post match. We ask spectators not to park the car park in St Mary's Church just in order, as a vigil mass takes place there at 6 p.m. on Saturday evenings. There is limited disability parking available in the main street in car parks in the vicinity. We ask you to make sure to make that available. Please follow the directions from the Garda, also security staff and stewards in the area. Hope everyone's enjoyable day, and up Donegal.
Good stuff indeed, and you'll be glad to know that the camera's from the waist up, because Sean's got his. I've not seen legs like that since they were hanging out of a nest up the road from me.
Good man, Greg.
He's built like a brick house. All right, listen, Sean, thanks very much. If you can hang around, or it's up to you what you want to do. Because we're also joined by Garda Patrick McGlynn, because we're launching the Donegal Youth Awards 2025. This has become a really important event, I think, in the calendar, and especially in recognising the vast majority of our young people who are amazing young people and doing amazing things. So, Patrick, thank you so much for joining us, and it's great to be back. So, what is coming up?
Greg, thank you for having us. The annual Donegal Garda Youth Awards celebrate outstanding young people between the ages of 13 and 21 years from throughout the county. And from today, Tuesday the 20th of May 2025, the awards are now open for nominations. And Garda Síochána in Donegal, in conjunction with Supermax and the Abbey Hotel in Donegal Town, recognise that a lot of good work has been done by young people in every community in Donegal. Awards will be considered for nominated young people who, by their presence, make their communities a better place to live. The nomination process is now open, and Garda Síochána in Donegal is inviting the public to nominate young people they know who is committed to making a difference in their community. Now, there are 4 separate award categories for young people. We have the individual award, making a positive contribution to their community and making it a better place to live. We also have the group award for 2 or more young people making a positive contribution to their community and making it a better place to live. We have the Special Achievement Award for people who have overcome difficult circumstances, defied all the odds, and whose commitment deserves recognition. And we also have the 4th award, which is the Community Safety Award for young people who, through a crime or prevention or safety initiative, have made their community a safer place to live. Nomination forms may be obtained from any Garda station. A copy of the form may also be requested by emailing dg.gardayouth.awards@garda.ie, or it may be downloaded from the Garda website at www.garda.ie. The application form is also available in Irish. When the form is completed, please submit it via email to dg.gardayouth.awards@garda.ie or by post to Garda Grania Doherty at Letterkenny Garda Station. Nominations must be received by 12 p.m. on Wednesday the 2nd of July 2025 to be considered. An awards event will take place later in the year. Winners and nominees will be notified of these details following the adjudication process. Full details will be available via the Garda Síochána Donegal Facebook page from today onwards.
And we all want to extend a special thanks to Garda Doherty for that very detailed.
Yes.
Wouldn't
a lot
be
of information there, yeah.
I want to say first and foremost, it's great to see Supermax back on board.
Yes.
Supermax based in Donegal Town there in Sligo and down the country as well, because to get a headline sponsor for these type of an events is fantastic, isn't it? And the Abbey Hotel too, Bill Collins and the team down there, always very accommodating, so that's where the ceremony is going to be again. And we had a great time last year.
We had a great time last year, and Greg, thank you very much for your participation in it. You're a great advocate for these Garda Youth Awards, and I thank you again for your assistance this year. And yes, we need to thank our sponsors very much, Supermax and Abbey Hotel, who've come on board, and these make a very prestigious night for the young people in our county.
Yeah, and we had a great spread last year. I was going to say actually a great spread of food, but also we had a great spread of different young people from all over the region as well, be they individuals, groups or what have you. Every person that's nominated get a recognition as well, which I think is critical here. And it could be that lift that a young person needs, or it could end up in a frame that they'll look back in 40 or 50 years. There are category winners, but everyone that's nominated is recognised.
Yeah, and that's really important, that everyone is recognised. We have a lot of great people in our community, and they're all recognised. Exactly, the 4 award winners will go forward to the national, for nominations in the national event, but everyone is recognised within the county. As I said, there's great young people in our county doing great things. We're very quick to point out when young people do something wrong or are offside, and that's quite rightly so, and we're right to challenge that. But this is an opportunity now for people to come forward to nominate people who are doing good things, young people between 13 and 21 who are doing good things in our community, and to highlight that. And we don't know of all of it, so we're appealing to people to, be it your son or your daughter or your niece, nephew, your neighbour, somebody in your community, a pupil in your school, someone in your sport club, whoever it is, to nominate them, because we need to know about these young people to have them recognised.
But it also actually is an opportunity to highlight the work that they do.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because we even learned from last year and the year before and what have you, but just the amazing things that young people are doing, or the amazing things that they've achieved. Now, everyone's judged individually as well. They don't have to have moved Errigal, but it just has to be important for them, their family, their community, maybe someone they care for, whatever it might be. We don't want to be too prescriptive. We just want the young person in your life that deserves recognition, and hey, maybe they might even get an award. Get in touch, and it's really quite simple. You can go into any Garda station and get the form. You can go to garda.ie. You can email dg.gardayouth@garda.ie, and you can even post them into Grania at the Garda station. But get your thinking caps on. We'll be reminding you over the course of the next few Community Garda information slots. And, just briefly to Sean, you're out and about on the beat as well. What I find anyway when I'm on about, the overwhelming majority of young people are fantastic. They're respectful, you can have a bit of banter with them, and this is just a way of highlighting that too.
Yeah, it's excellent. Most of the interactions with the youth should be, out and about and chatting them and getting to know them. Because like you said, the vast majority are good young girls and boys, and this is a great opportunity to, highlight that as well.
All right, Patrick, it's going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. Yeah.
It'll be a good event that we'll have now towards the end of the year. So we're appealing again for nominations for these young people. Closing date is the 2nd of July, so get your nominations in, particularly probably for schools at the moment and colleges, where a lot of these young people are, and they'll be closing up in the next few weeks, so we will make an appeal to those to get your thinking caps on and to get your nominations into us as soon as possible.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much indeed. That was Garda Patrick McGlynn and Garda Sean Sweeney, and that was Community Garda information for this Tuesday, the 20th of May 2025. It will be back live with you after the 10 o'clock news next Tuesday. We are just on the cusp of the official launch of the day services. They're new incarnation. They have been restored here at Carndonagh. You know, so many people put so much effort into trying to get these back. We've been on that journey with them, and we're delighted to be here as they're officially launched, and on a day where it was confirmed to them that they're no longer in a trial period, that the services will continue indefinitely if they continue to be as successful as they are, and indeed might be extended if the demand is there. And we want you to come down and sample what's going on here. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of people here. It's a great atmosphere, and what a noisy bunch they are as well, chatting away and having fun. Listen, we'll be back with coverage of the official launch after we take a commercial break.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook and at highlandradio.com. The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Claire Clothing, Main Street, Letterkenny, where Lisa and Claire will help you look your best this summer. Seasonal shorts, t-shirts, dresses, beautiful clothes for your holidays. At Claire Clothing, Main Street, Letterkenny.
It's the 2025 World Chip Sizzle Freestyle Contest, and Charlie's Chips are in the lead again. They're coming up to the finishing pan, and Charlie's Chips are the 2025 World Champions. Sourced locally, hand-cut and freshly cooked, served with mouth-watering burgers, fresh battered fish or delicious chicken, plus a great selection of gluten-free options. Open Tuesday to Saturday 12 to 8 and every Friday for breakfast from 9. When the hunger hits, pull into Charlie's on Pierce Road, Letterkenny.
McCullough Jewellers in Letterkenny are synonymous with fine jewellery, quality watches and giftware, with stores at Main Street, Letterkenny and the Letterkenny Shopping Centre, or online at ormccullough.com. You can choose from their quality product range in a relaxed atmosphere, and their sales staff will be happy to help you make the right choice, whatever the occasion. McCullough Jewellers, making moments magical for generations.
I love how you leave me a little card telling me you've dropped by. And I know that you'll always drop back in person. You're so thoughtful.
TV licence inspectors are calling now. You don't have to love it, but you do have to pay it. It's the law. Get your TV licence now at tvlicence.ie or at any post office. Brought to you by the Government of Ireland.
Welcome to Cherrymore Kitchens and Bedrooms in Donegal Town. Discover affordable luxury with their bespoke fitted furniture solutions. With almost 30 years of serving Ireland and the Northwest, we're your trusted experts. Visit us Monday to Friday 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. Book your free consultation today on 074 9725822 or visit cherrymore.ie. Cherrymore Kitchens and Bedrooms, where affordability and luxury combine.
Okay, you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. It is fantastic to be here in beautiful North Inishowen, because the daycare services are being re-established here. Of course, they've been open for some time, and as I mentioned before the break, we've got some good news in that we are outside that period of a trial, and they're going to be staying here into the long term. Okay, Martha McElhinney, where are you, Martha? Good morning. How are you, dear?
I'm very well, thank you.
And are you using these facilities? What do you think of them?
Fantastic. I'm delighted they're back again.
And do you come here on Mondays and Tuesdays?
Yeah.
And what do you do? What do you enjoy here?
Oh, enjoy meeting the people, and we get our dinner handed till us a beautiful meal every day. No washing dishes afterwards.
Tea and coffee on tap as well.
Yes, everything lovely.
And did you come to these services before they closed?
I did, yes, and I missed them terrible.
So I suppose, you know, where you had things to do, all of a sudden, we were all in the same boat, I suppose. We were at home on our own.
Yeah, I was at home on my own too. I missed it terrible.
And you feel much better now that you can chat to people and mix and get your dinner handed to you?
Yeah.
What's their speciality here? What's the favourite food?
Oh, everything. I can eat everything comes my way.
That's a very diplomatic answer, but I'm sure you're perfectly right as well. Mary Gillen, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
And what do you think of these facilities being reopened again?
I'm really delighted, because we worked very, very hard. I was on the old committee, and we worked hard to get them restored again. And I would like to thank the present committee for all the work they did, especially Tony.
And we heard from Martha there, you know, she used to come to these services before they closed in 2020. It leaves a huge gap there, doesn't it? All of a sudden, you don't have that routine. It's not as easy to be in contact with your friends. And then you're listening at home to all the bad news. Do you know what I mean? It's tough.
Yeah, it was very difficult for people, especially after COVID. You know, they had no place to go. The older people, yeah. Yeah.
And do you know what it proves as well, and I love to see it, if people get together and organise and plan together, it's amazing what can be achieved, isn't it? Be it this or...
It's wonderful. We have a wonderful community here all together, yes. Fantastic, yeah.
And do you avail of the services yourself?
I do, yes. I come on a Monday.
And what's the highlights for you? Just chatting?
Just chatting and getting to meet the people and getting the food.
I would say you spent your whole life handing stuff to people. It's nice to have it the other way round now and again.
Exactly, yes, it is indeed, yeah.
Okay, well done to you. Next up, we are chatting to, both of you are from Carndon, aren't you? Yes. You're both from Carndon. Joey Lafferty, how are you, Joey?
Good. Yes, good. Grand, yeah.
How important are these services to you? How much do you enjoy calling in here?
Very much. It's great altogether. The staff is unbelievable. Fantastic. Yes, great.
Are you just here for the food too, like the ladies, or is there what else do you be at? What do you like to come here for?
Just for the chat.
Yeah.
And meet people I haven't seen for some time. Yeah, that's about it.
And, well, that's loads. Did you miss the services when they weren't here?
I did, of course. I've been coming here for a short time, really. And I feel it's fantastic altogether. The staff is beyond the whole height altogether. Can't do enough. Thank you.
So he's the new boy. Is he behaving himself?
Oh, yes, definitely, yes. He's a great dancer, you know.
Are you now? What's your favourite dance?
Old time waltzes and quick steps and all.
Him and myself used to have some great dances, yes.
That's the best dancer ever hit the floor.
Is it just me or are there sparks flying? I don't know what's going on here. It's the sparks flying. It's not just the dancing too, though, because there's cards and other stuff as well, isn't there?
Music.
Yeah. The singing, the
And
music.
singing, yeah.
And is there any singers that turn up?
They're fantastic singers there.
Is there any here? With the three of you?
No, I don't think so. No.
Do you have a tune in you?
Oh, I can sing all right, yeah.
Well, do you want to give us a few bars or something? Oh, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause here now. Now, I'm not going to make you do it. Look, where are you going? I'm not going to make you do it, but I'm going to ask you to. And you can say no if you want. But would you give us a couple of bars or something? Because the audience here would be very keen.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadows, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
Okay, everybody, what about that? Now, Daniel O'Donnell's taking a couple of months off next year. There could be an opening.
Yes, okay.
Okay. All right, okay. Now, we're open now. That's it, done. Sinead. Okay, we have, Caroline, I don't have a memory. Now, we have the Carndonagh Brass Band to take us into the ad break. Take it away, folks.
waltz for Joey.
And I think there might be a wee waltz to kick things off. To get these two back out. Don't want to put them under too much pressure, though. But anyway, here is the Carndonagh Brass Band. Okay, big round of applause for the Carndonagh Brass Band. And we also had Joey out. He got his dance anyway. So you're a happy man now. Joey, take a seat there. Gather your thoughts. Okay, you are tuned to the 9 till noon show here. Hello, everybody. Hi. You're tuned to the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. And as I say, there's a beautiful, wonderful atmosphere. It's lovely to be able to celebrate something so positive. And we'll be joined very shortly in studio by Dr. John Madden. He's a retired GP, and he knows as much as anyone does the importance of these types of services. Still encouraging you to text or WhatsApp the show. 086 60 25,000. That is that number. Or give us a call on 07491 25,000. And we have more of your comments coming in. As I say, lots of you opining about quads and the use of quads, but also electric scooters. It's an ongoing concern. People have the electric scooters, and I think it's something we need to get a handle on. All right, we'll be back with more on the programme after this break.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. The Euro Millions jackpot is an estimated €170 million. Play responsibly in-store, in-app or at lottery.ie. The National Lottery. It could be you.
Calling all self-builders and rebuilders. Are you planning to build an A-rated energy-efficient home? Join Castle Forums for a free information day this Saturday at the Clannery Hotel, Letterkenny from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Build faster, warmer and more cost-effectively with ICF walls and insulated foundations from Castle Forums.
Ready to transform your smile? Discover the magic of Blue Poppy Dental in Letterkenny and Donegal Town. With implantologists, surgical and cosmetic dentists, orthodontists and an endodontist all under one roof, we've got all your dental needs covered. Starting your journey is easy. Call us on 074 91 20355 or book your appointment online anytime through our user-friendly patient portal at bluepoppydental.com. Blue Poppy Dental and Orthodontics, where smiles shine brighter.
Hi, Paddy here at Shane Conley Cars in Donegal Town. Are you looking to upgrade your car?
With Shane Conley Cars, you'll find makes and models for every budget. Great finance options, and they also accept trade-ins. Check out shaneconleycars.com or call in to us at Shane Conley Cars from Lonaher Road, Donegal Town.
Thank you for attending this meditation session for badgers who forgot to check for gas pipes before digging, without knowing how disruptive it could be, putting others at risk and doing it unknowingly for all their working life. And it could have been avoided had they just checked in the first place. Let's begin.
Always check for gas pipelines before you break ground. Visit gasnetworks.ie/dig for more information.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenny's. Get set for summer with all new arrivals dropping every week, from fashion to footwear and homeware to cosmetics. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhennys.com today.
Okay, and listen, lovely to get your comments coming in for those of you who are choosing to watch the programme today, because you're getting to see as well as hear the joy that is here in Carndon. It's a wonderful day, and you know what? The weather doesn't always play ball, but it has today. The weather forecast this morning, mainly dry with brighter sunny spells this afternoon. Showers, though, may develop and will continue for the rest of the day. Now, I think these could be dependent on where you are in the northwest. There is a potential for some really heavy rain, though, so not discounting that. Temperatures of 17 to 19 degrees. We heard from the Carndonagh Brass Band just before that break. They sounded fantastic. Well, we're going to play out with them, and we've got more music because the Donna Choir are going to be joining us to sing 2 live pieces. They're actually setting up here as we speak, so you'll be able to see and listen to that as well, which is all very exciting. Now, I'm joined on the programme by retired GP Dr. John Madden. John, you seem a million miles away. I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can hear me okay.
I can, yeah.
Lovely stuff. I think you, at the coalface of care, understand, do you, the importance of facilities such as these?
Yeah, very much so. People who are getting older, maybe lost a husband, lost a wife, it's a great support that they can get out, meet other people, have a chat, have a bit of entertainment and food.
Because there's no doubt our mental well-being and our physical well-being are all intertwined, and even perhaps more so as we age.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the problem when we lost the day centre, it's often very difficult when a community loses something to ever get it back. You look at post offices, banks, GPs and so on. But we're very lucky in the committee that was formed, the second committee that was formed, who identified this building as a perfect spot for it.
Yeah, and you can see from the turnout today how important this is to the community.
Absolutely. There's hundreds of people here today. There's a brass band, there's a choir. It's all happening.
You can't beat a bit of brass, can you?
No, don't.
And we have a wonderful choir who are setting up right behind you as well too, which is great. And also, as I said a little earlier on, we're getting good news from the HSC that we're out of the trial period, that these services are going to be here now indefinitely and might even be extended. So it makes it an extra special day.
Absolutely. Great to see it.
Okay, how's retirement?
Pardon?
How is retirement? How is retirement?
Oh, it's great. I recommend it. Yeah.
Very good. What an answer. Thank you so very much indeed. I really do appreciate your time. We've got loads more coming from Carndonagh as well, but we're also keeping an eye on other parts in the county, not least Glenties. And we're joined now on the programme by Isabel Sanga, who's chair of the Glenties town team. Good morning, Isabel. How are you keeping?
Good morning, Greg. Very well on a sunny day.
Yes, it's good to have you with us, and I hope you can hear me okay. Right, now the local community is being invited to think about their town centre and share their thoughts, ideas and aspirations. So this is one of those, I say the same thing every time, we don't want to be too prescriptive here, is it? Because you want whatever people are feeling, whatever they think they can help or contribute, to come forward with their suggestions.
Yes, exactly, Greg. So this is a great opportunity. The Town Centre First is about future-proofing Irish villages and towns. It's an initiative that is nationwide, and many towns have gone through this process. So Glenties started it last year. We have town planners now who have worked for the last 9 months. doing different studies, walkability analysis, looking at the streetscapes, the greenways, the businesses, surveying, community groups, schools. So this drop-in centre now is an opportunity for everyone in Glenties and who comes into Glenties for services or business or work or socialisation to come and meet the planners and meet the Glenties Town team, who are liaising between the planners, the Donegal County Council and the community to really have your say. So it's on Thursday, this Thursday, from 3:30 to 7:30 in the Market Hall in Glenties.
No, I mean, you're building on amazing foundations. You know, Glenties seems to retain its vibrancy. We know how beautiful it is. It is has so many times either won or ranked really highly in the Tidy Towns, for an example. So what really might be on the table in terms of, you know, how things might be improved? Are we talking off street, or is it all sort of Main Street focused?
Well, I mean, it's the town centre first, focuses first on kind of the areas within the 50-kilometre, but the Glenties Town team that's formed will kind of survive long after this to realise projects and to look to the wider community. So at the moment, it's very much looking at the town first and the services, I suppose, to create a viability because, you know, towns have lost services, there's vacancy, dereliction. I think it's about creating a balance between business and residential. I think every town needs to have the living, people living in the town and in the businesses. So it's focused very much on the town at the moment, but everything's to play for. We want everybody to come and have their say. It is really important because, you know, we want you to speak for yourself because, you know, otherwise other people speak for you. So everything's on the table. No idea is, no idea is a bad idea.
And is it infrastructural and services? You know, so say, for instance, I might have a concern about accessibility, but also maybe I feel that the bus service could be improved, or that we need to incentivise above shop residential. Do you know what I mean? As I say, I don't want to put ideas in people's head or discourage other ideas, but is that the scope of what we're talking?
Well, yes, it definitely is. It looks at the place as a whole. So, you know, obviously space for, you know, parking and services, but it's looking at business and residential. So it's for the people who live in Glenties, it's for the people who visit Glenties, it's for the people who work, socialise and want to start businesses. So it's everything. But I think at the moment, it's probably very much looking at what Glenties has and what it doesn't have and what's, I suppose, holding it back.
And we've seen these kind of consultations in the past whereby they can be sort of a document used for, I don't know, making recommendations to the council or looking for funding or revenue streams or grants. Is this that type of project as well, that this will create a document of the people of Glenties and then it can be taken forward and avail of any opportunities that may well be there?
Well, exactly. It creates this comprehensive, it's a 3D plan. So, you know, the town planners will put together, and it will also be project based. So it will give a kind of infrastructural and street plan, but it will also, I suppose, highlight projects that the townspeople want to realise, and then the Glenties Town team that are in place will help to draw down funding from different sources. So it'll be almost like a blueprint, and it will make, I suppose, accessing funding easier because it will all be there on paper, and it will also be kind of the feasibility study will be done.
Okie doke. Now, just to remind people of where and when they can have their say, and really to encourage people to, you know, allow your fingerprints to be on the future of Glenties, because there's no point, well, there is point, you can if you wish, but after the fact thinking, well, they didn't do this and maybe you had this notion. So I think it's important that everyone with a stake has a say. So remind us when and where.
Yes, so it's in the Glenties Market Hall, which is across from the museum. It is from 3:30 to 7:30, so it's a good, 4 hours, so plenty of time to come along. And it's about meeting the planners, meeting the Glenties Town team, chatting about your ideas, Also, we're running a survey. I want to mention that also. So Glenties have been running a survey now for the last month. And this is on our social media page. So if people could fill that out, it would be fantastic. Sometimes people either can't make the meeting or, come kind of up with an idea after the fact. So that's when the meeting is, Market Hall, this Thursday, the 22nd of May, from 3:30 to 7:30.
And just give us briefly the social media page.
The social media page is Glenties Town Team.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely having you on the show. That was Isabel Sanga, chair of the Glenties Town Team. That's one beautiful town. We're in another beautiful town. We're here in Carndonagh. We're going to have some beautiful choir music coming up for you very shortly. But first, let's take a break, and we'll take the news headlines at 11.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 9102126 or apply online via our app or in office today.
Strawberry season is here. Let the fun begin. Pick up a punnet of Keeling strawberries in store today. Tasty, sweet, feel-good fruit. Love that Keeling's feeling.
Bus Éireann is looking for professional driving contractors with coaches, minibuses and taxis to join Ireland's school transport scheme. So be a pillar of your community. Help steer our children to a brighter future and start your day with happy, smiling faces. Sign up at buseireann.ie/contractors. Bus Éireann operates the school transport scheme on behalf of the Department of Education.
Go electric during our 252 event and discover our full range of rewired iconic Ford cars, including the all-electric Explorer, the all-new Capri, and the Puma has gone fully electric, starting from €29,900. Ford have gone electric. Ireland is going electric. So what's stopping you? Go electric. Book your test drive at Ford.ie. Offer ends 15th of June. Price includes grant and VRT relief and excludes delivery and related charges. T's and C's apply.
Are you a community hero? Return is championing over 3,000 community initiatives across Ireland's cities, towns and villages with our Small Town Big Difference campaign. For your chance to win €2,000 for your local community group, tell us how your initiative is making an impact in your local area with the deposit return scheme. T's and C's apply. Visit return.ie/heroes for more information.
GiveBlood.ie know we can count on you, our community of blood donors, to be there for others in their hour of need. Blood donors from Letterkenny should attend the clinic in the Radisson Blue Hotel in Letterkenny from Monday 19th to Thursday 22nd of May. Making an appointment is recommended. Regular donors can visit our website or call 1-800-731-137 to book a time. New donors are vital. Visit GiveBlood.ie to check eligibility and clinic details, because we count on you.
Okay, it is 11 o'clock. Stay tuned. Coming up very shortly, we're going to have some beautiful choir music for you. But, as I say, top of the hour, let's get a news update. And it's over to Michaela Clark.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. Garda in Donegal have described as worrying the fact that 18 people have been arrested in the county over the past week for driving under the influence. 13 motorists were arrested for drink driving and 5 for drug driving. Garda Sean Sweeney says despite repeated appeals to never drive while under the influence, the message appears to be falling on deaf ears. Carndonagh Day Care Centre has officially reopened today. There has been a lengthy campaign to reopen the facility following its closure during the pandemic. The centre was reopened on a trial basis, providing services for older people 2 days a week. Frank Morrison, head of older person services with the HSE, confirmed in today's 9 till noon show that the service will be extended beyond this trial period. Donald Trump has claimed there will be immediate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. It's after the US president had a 2-hour phone call with Vladimir Putin yesterday. Trump says he believes the Russian leader wants to end the war, but he also warned he'll step away if there's no progress. Investigations are continuing after a man was attacked by a group of men in Downings over the weekend. The man was walking in the direction of the Coast Guard cottages when he was set upon by 4 or 5 men who were unknown to him in the Kinnalargy area at around 3:45 a.m. on Sunday. Gardaí say his injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. School secretaries and caretakers have begun balloting on possible strike action. Forsa members want the same critical illness leave, pension rights and bereavement leave as other public service workers. And Gardaí have warned that there has been an increase in the number of reports of quads being driven by children and youths in West Donegal in recent months. They say in a number of incidents, the quads are being driven in an erratic and dangerous manner. Parents particularly are being urged to never allow a child to use a quad unless they are the legal age to do so. Those are the latest headlines. We'll be back with an update again at 12 noon.
Is é an dáta deire le híceocht a dhéanamh nó le sonraí an chóirta leiseach ar isteach ar chóirseach amperscoile ar líne de chud bus éireann ná de híine an séú meitheamh. Dúnigh an tóirseach ar feadh trí seachtaí tar éis an dáta seo. Chun íceocht a dhéanamh nó chun sonraí an chóirta leiseach ar isteach téigh bus éireann pancaí /school transport. Ní léon athru ar phraisna ticket de scolbhliaon fiche fiche sé. Má dhéantar iartas déanach beidir nach mai ticket amperscoile ar fáil le haid de linne. Tanscnibh de chud rialtas na hÉireann.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook and at highlandradio.com.
Yes, indeed. Why don't you watch it on YouTube? You can watch at home if you've a TV, smart TV or Fire Stick. Just search Highland Radio Donegal. We're on the X platform and across... well, we're on the Highland Hub Facebook page as well. News and sports playing up a little bit for us. So we had the wonderful Carndonagh Brass Band a little earlier on. They're going to play us out on the show as well. But we have more music for you and more conversation, of course. Helen Haughey is director of the Donagh Choir. Good morning to you, Helen.
Hello, Greg. Thanks very much for having us.
And it's such a beautiful, vibrant atmosphere in here. We're struggling to hear each other. Well, at least I'm struggling to hear you.
Absolutely. Well, it's a good atmosphere to be in.
So talk to me about the choir behind you there.
Oh, well, Greg, there's been a choir in the church in Carndonagh Parish for over 90 years now. And there's a great tradition of music and drama in the whole area. And the choir is going from strength to strength. We came through COVID and we're very busy. We have we obviously have all our commitments in the church, but we do plenty of things outside the church as well. In the last couple of weeks we've done a lovely concert in Green and Theatre with the Conwell Singers and Donegal Chamber Orchestra, and we're preparing for another concert with Conwell Singers in Rockhill Estate this Sunday, which we're really, really looking forward to. So we're very busy.
Sounds fantastic. And you know, there's a bit of a similarity with, you know, a place like this too. Whilst it's all very serious and there's an awful lot of training goes into what you guys do, must be a wonderful social element to it as well.
The social element is very, very important. I would have plenty of people in the choir who would say that Thursday night is a great social outlet for them, as well as the work that they do. I'm sure to allow them a little bit of time to chat before choir and after choir, and sometimes some of them chat during choir as well. But we get plenty of chatting done. We have a great time, and it's a real family. I mean, we have people in the choir who are just out of their teens, and we have all the way up to people in their 80s, everything in between. People in the choir whose parents and grandparents were in the choir, and then lots of new members as well. So it's really, I mean, music is so good for you. It's so good for your mental health, so good for your physical health, and everybody gets so much out of it. So it's fantastic.
And Helen, while you come across as fair, I suspect you're also firm as well.
Oh, well, you try to be firm.
Oh, we got a cheer for the firm.
Bit of dissent now, bit of dissent in the ranks there.
I hope I haven't stirred anything. Okay, so you're gonna perform two pieces for us, right? So Edelweiss, the first one?
We're going to do Edelweiss. Edelweiss has always been a great favourite of the choir. It was a really piece loved very much by Vera Butler, who was the lady who conducted the choir for over 50 years. And then we're going to do the Irish Blessing, which we learned during COVID times. We learned it when we were all at our home, at home alone, rehearsing over Zoom, sending in recordings and putting recordings together, and it's just been a very special piece for us, so we hope that everybody enjoys it here today.
Well, brilliant. I'll let you join the rest of your crew, and you can run from one into the other. You are tuned to the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. We are broadcasting live from the Carndonagh Day Care Centre, which is back up and running, and I'll tell you, when you see the atmosphere and the vibrancy here, to imagine that it wasn't here for 5 years, and to see the joy that would have been lost over those intervening years. But we are here now, and as I say, the atmosphere and the mood is one of joy and celebration. So, Helen Haughey and the Donagh Choir, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Every morning.
Oh wow, that was amazing. Thank you so very much to the Donna Choir, directed by Helen Haughey, performing for us live here in the Day Centre here in beautiful Carndonagh. And Carndonagh, you know, is, as you heard earlier on, geographically, it's a lovely big place, and that means it's buzzing. Not just in terms of, you know, the local community, but in terms of businesses as well. We're joined on the programme by Sylvia McLaughlin, who's manager of the Carndonagh Traders Association and Visit Carndonagh. Sylvia, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning.
Good, I didn't know who was this. I thought I got mixed up. Yeah. Come here. I think the message here, Sylvia, is that, you know, Carndonagh sees itself as the hub of Inishowen and I suppose the sort of centre of the wider community.
Yeah, Carndonagh is centrally located in the middle of Inishowen, so we think it's the ideal base to explore the rest of Inishowen. We're located right in the centre of the Diamond, and approximately 250,000 people pass our door on the way to Mallinhead every single year. So we think we're ideally located for people to place themselves if they're visiting Inishowen.
Talk to us a little bit about some notes of history. I suppose we just had the Donna Choir, and the Donna Cross is quite important as well.
Yeah, so the Donna Cross is a really interesting monument. It actually is older than the Book of Kells, which is really interesting. It dates back to the 7th century. It's got one cross with the two dolmens on each side. It's located just outside the town, and that draws a lot of tourism as well. But talking about history, something that we're really excited about is the sundial of Carndonagh. We had a mystery in 1953 when the market house in Carndonagh was being demolished. The sundial of the town actually disappeared at that time and mysteriously reappeared over 40 years later. So the actually Mrs. Mary Gillen, who was here earlier singing, she was the one that found it on the steps of the Wesley Hall.
Oh wow. When you say found it on the steps,
yes.
Was it deposited on the steps?
Yeah, it was actually left there on purpose on the steps.
Wow.
And an anonymous note was sent to Tom Farn telling him that they were on the steps of the Wesley Hall. So it has now been put together. It was broken in 3 parts. It's been put together and is now on display in the Visit Carn office. That was created in 1835, so 190 years ago.
And talk to us about sort of the diamond or the centre of Carndonagh as we know it now. We know we can go back to the 7th century in terms of the cross and what have you, but I suppose Carndonagh as we know it structurally now, is it easy to timeline how it developed there?
I'll pass you to Deirdre.
All right, Deirdre Bradley's former chair of the Carndonagh Traders Association. Good.
Thank you for having us here today. What a lovely morning. This is typical Carndonagh community. Everybody here is socialising and enjoying it. Yeah, like you say, the Diamond is the centre of our town and is very, very important, and it's really well maintained. There's actually going to be a slight upgrade on it now coming up soon, and it's very well situated, so anything you hold, like our Live in the Marquee, or any event is very central to the town and benefits all community and businesses, which is really important to us.
Yeah, and sort of that's the cultural experience, and part of a cultural experience as well is the sort of the food and entertainment, and there's a vibrancy to Carandon as well in that regard.
Yeah, there really is. There really is. And I mean, all the businesses involved in the town is all like a lot of locals, isn't there?
And Sylvia,
yeah,
do you want to talk to that as well, Sylvia?
Yeah, it's a very community-driven little town with a lot of keek. The Carndonagh Traders Association have done a phenomenal job of bringing the traders together. They actually have a local Visit Carndonagh gift card that can be redeemed in over 40 shops in Carndonagh. That way it's retaining funds in the town, and the money is benefiting not just the businesses but the people that work there and keeping the money in the town. So it really is, it's done a phenomenal job of helping people to better live and work in the community. That's what we're trying to do.
It supports all us as business people, because if there's €50 put in a card, it can go anywhere. But if you get a €50 gift card, it has to be spent among the Carn businesses, which has been phenomenal for us as business people in the town.
Sylvia, you moved back relatively recently, didn't you?
Just the year before the pandemic.
Yeah, okay. And what were you doing over was it America?
San Francisco.
Okay, that's in America, isn't it?
Yes, the last time I checked. Unless it's been moved since.
No, I don't believe so. Well, you worked for the Department of Foreign Affairs, so you should know if it had been.
I did. I worked for the Department of Foreign Affairs at the Irish Consulate in San Francisco for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Originally from Carndonagh, a very proud Carndonagh person. Always wanted to come back and took the opportunity.
Big shout though, big shift in pace and stuff, I'd imagine.
Yes.
Any regrets?
Absolutely none. I'm very happy to be back in Carndonagh. It was one of my dreams actually, was to go and experience American way of life, but I always wanted to come back again, so I'm very happy to be back.
Fantastic stuff. Now, anything coming up in the next couple of months that we should know about in Carndonagh?
Live in the Marquee.
Say that again, sorry?
We have our Live in the Marquee coming up now in July, and an awful lot of work has gone into it, and we've a fantastic lineup. It's the 12th, or the 11th, 12th and 13th of July, and it all happens in the Diamond, and we have 3 bands a night for 3 nights, and then we have the ball drop, the tug of war, the soapbox derby, the local bingo, the children's day, among others things. So this really helps the community, and it's given our kids and the next generation lovely memories that we had from our youth, Sylvia.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously it'll be a wonderful event, and as you can see from today, it'll be supported locally, but also an opportunity for people who've yet to tick Carandon off the box to come and see and see for yourself the wonderful community here. Yeah,
well, that's what we have been building up over the last few years. It's got bigger and bigger every year. But like you say, it's a reason sometimes for our people abroad or diaspora to book their holidays for that time, and everybody's here at the one time. But also we would put a wee shout out for anybody that wants to come. We have fabulous Airbnbs here in Carndonagh. We don't have a hotel, but we have amazing Airbnbs, and it's great value for money, and do come along.
Yeah, and I think, Sylvia, you were making that point too. You know, it might not be necessarily, people might mention, your Bundorns or your Downings or whatever, but Carndon is up there in terms of a destination to go and spend a few days on holiday.
Absolutely. I like to think of Inishowen as Ireland in miniature. Like, you don't need to travel to the rest of Ireland, just come to Inishowen, base yourself in Carndonagh.
I do wonder sometimes if Inishowen is actually in Ireland.
Really?
Well, when you speak to people from Inishowen.
Last week when we were down in Ards, they said it's the island attitude.
Absolutely.
People from Inishowen think that they're so special.
Well, you see, it's not that, I don't think. I think it's that, the further removed you are, so say people in Letterkenny might feel they're removed from Dublin. But if you live in parts of Inishowen, you feel removed from Letterkenny. So you feel you're always having to try that extra bit harder to get.
I always feel we have to pedal a bit harder up here for our businesses.
So that creates a resolve then, and
makes us stronger.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Absolutely.
Okay, listen, Sylvia McLaughlin, manager of Carndonagh Traders Association and Visit Carndonagh, why wouldn't you? And also Deirdre Bradley, former chair of Carndonagh Traders Association. Both of you, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Lovely
having us.
chatting to you, and I'll tell you, the passion you have for this place is amazing. So they're very lucky here to have you guys batting on their behalf. Okay, it is the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. We are, as you should know at this point, because I keep saying it, broadcasting live from the Carndonagh daycare centre for older persons, and it's packed, and we've had a great crowd here all morning because it's been a wonderful, happy atmosphere. This is the official reopening of the Carndonagh Day Care Centre. It's been open for what's half of 12 weeks, 6 weeks right now, and we thought we were sort of halfway through a trial period and that the services would be reviewed in a further 6 weeks, but we had thankfully, we had Frank Morrison up from the HSE. He's head of older persons services, and he brought up with him some good news, and that is that we're not in a trial period any longer, that they're very pleased with the feedback from service users and staff that the future is bright for these services, and in fact they currently run Monday and Tuesdays, that they could be extended. So as I say, good news is hard to come by sometimes, so we were delighted to bring further good news in that regard. Right, lots to get through in the last 40 minutes of the show. Let's take a break and then we'll be back with more guests.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
Every year, we donate millions of euros, hundreds of hours and thousands of items to good causes. The Charities Regulator keeps a record of every charity in Ireland. So if you want to give to a charitable cause, go on our website and check so you know what you're giving will be put to good use. Click, check, give. Check your giving to a registered charity at checkacharity.ie. The Charities Regulator. Please give confidently.
At Restex Beds, we are celebrating 50 incredible years in business. And we are introducing our brand new Glenveigh mattress, comfort that's as legendary as our half-century legacy. Experience 50 years of bedding excellence at Restex Beds, Mountaintop Letterkenny. Restex Beds, leave the rest to us.
Celebrate summer this week at Centra with our Summer Sizzler offers, like selected Walker's Crisps 6-pack, $1.50 each. Selected Kellogg's Breakfast Cereal Bars 6-pack, also $1.50 each. And Coca-Cola Zero 2-litre bottles, €2 each plus deposit. Centra. Live every day.
It's the perfect time to trade up with Opel. Whether you're in the market for a diesel, petrol, hybrid or all-electric, find your perfect 252 from the incredible Opel range. Order your new Corsa, Astra, Mokka or Grandland during the Opel 252 trade-up event and enjoy flexible payment options plus a €1,000 trade-up bonus. Opel's trade-up event. Find out more at Heron Auto Opel. See heronopel.ie for details. Terms and conditions apply. €1,000 trade-up contribution can be used as a trade-in or deposit booster.
Charge into summer with TUI. Secure your holiday today with savings for families and adults flying from Dublin, Cork and Shannon. Holiday sorted. TUI. Live happy.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is...
Well, the time is, I haven't a clue. It is 21 minutes past 11. Okay, we're out and about here chatting to some guests, and I'm going to see if I can get a chat with Brendan Doherty. Excuse me, sir. Can I get past you? Thank you. Brendan. Hello, Brendan. How are you getting on?
Not so bad. Graham.
Now, Brendan, you're one of the... you come here visiting really effectively Monday and Tuesday?
Every day. Every day is one I look forward to coming down here to meet all the people.
You're originally from Glenealy, aren't you?
From Glenealy. And I moved to Cairn 1976.
So are you still a blow-in or have they accepted you?
Oh, they accepted me. Long last.
You have to be around this place a long time to be called a local, don't you?
Oh, no, they're very nice here. Great people.
Now, I don't think you've missed many days since this service is reopened.
Never missed, no. Here every day as it's open.
And what is it you like about it, Brendan?
I like meeting the people. They're very nice. And the staff is great. There's nurses and all. And the work staff are brilliant people. Couldn't get better.
I'm just wondering too, when you started coming here, was it an opportunity to reconnect with people that you hadn't seen a while?
No, just people. My daughter said I have to go down here. There's nobody at home with me. Only my son, he works all day, and then he comes home at night, and then he's away looking at horses then after that. And I didn't see him till 10:30 at night, and they go straight to bed, and I'm looking at four walls. No good. It's no life for nobody.
But you're happy now.
I'm happy now. I look forward to it.
And it might even open another day or so. You'd be in for the 3 days if it opened 3.
If it was open 5, I'd be in.
And come here, I've heard great things about the food.
Oh, food's good. It's not really the food I come for. I like to meet the people.
It's all about the socials. Well,
my cousin beside me there.
Okay, is this Mary B. Bradley?
That's Mary B. Bradley.
Mary B., how are you, darling? This is your cousin here. Lovely opportunity to come in here. Lovely, warm, happy, safe environment and have the crack.
Oh, it's great. It's wonderful to have it back again. It is. We have good fun, good company, good food. What more could you want?
And Mary B., did you come here before it closed or did you just start coming afterwards?
I'm here, yeah. No.
Yeah. And it's great to meet people, isn't it? You can't beat conversation.
It's a day out for us.
Yeah.
It's really, and we can get a transport if we want it, and everything's laid on for us. Oh, every town should have one.
We've had singers and dancers so far. Have you a secret hidden talent?
Oh, none whatsoever.
Mary B., lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you too, Brendan. I also have Gabriel Duffy. Gabriel.
Hi, Greg. How you doing?
How are you doing, Gabriel? You have a lovely deep voice on you.
Yeah, that's something that helped me in the choir here in the car.
And come here, what is it about this centre that you like so much?
About say again?
What do you like about coming here so much?
You're meeting people and discuss the topics of the day and have a bit of fun, play a game of cards, bit of singing, and it's just a nice, happy feeling to come in here. And the staff are excellent with us as well.
I must say, you're dressed very, very smart. Is this all the time or especially for us?
No, most of the time.
And come here, little birdie told me you might give me a few bars of something.
Yeah, it's a local song that was wrote by Carndonagh man Fred Kearney.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, is it possible we could shush just for a little second because, well, okay, Gabriel's going to sing us a bar. Okay, we want to hear what he's got for us. Okay, so, Gabriel, when you're ready.
Okay. A winding river winds its way close to an Irish home. It mingles with Trabeggy Bay, where flows the Atlantic foam. 'Twas in a cot close to a spot where the river gently flows. I bid farewell to my own dear girl, my lovely Irish rose. O Carn fair beyond compare, I never will forget. Old Carn fair beyond compare, sure I think I see it yet. We sailed away from Oval Bay, 'twas at the evening close, and I waved my hand to the dear old land and my lovely Irish rose. The stranger's land is fair to see, and strangers too are kind. But sure there's none I can compare to the girl I left behind. I would rather stray by the old Millbrae, where soft the green grass grows, on a summer's night with my heart's delight, my lovely Irish rose. Oh, Mary dear, I'm lonely here without you all the while. I miss your loving words of cheer, and I miss your Irish smile. Before I go to sleep at night, before my eyes I close, I pray that God may guide you right, my lovely Irish rose.
Whoa, there he is, Gabriel Duffy. Wasn't that absolutely beautiful? And we hadn't rehearsed that either. The talent that is here is something else, it has to be said. Me back's broke. Annette. You are Annette, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I always wondered what you look like. Now I know.
And let me ask you a question. Are you disappointed?
No.
Really?
Definitely not. I listen to your show all the time.
And is it that I'm younger than I sound or I'm more handsome than I sound? I'm only joking. Come here.
Very, very good, and you're very fair.
Thank you.
Yeah, very fair, and I like that.
I must ask you to ring around a few TDs and tell them that.
Yeah. Oh, buggers, you could-
No. Annette, calm yourself. But you've got me back. Come here. You have found yourself in Carndonagh, but you've lived elsewhere previously.
Yeah, I lived in England for 49 years. And then we came over here. We used to come over on holiday to see the family and stuff. And then I said to Brian one day, I said, let's go around house hunting. Let's see what's up for sale and stuff. If anybody told me that year that I'd be living in Ireland the next year, I would have laughed at them.
So I suppose you're half a century in England. And what was it about Carndonagh that made you say, right, let's look here?
I love Carndonagh. I love Donegal because, it's so bright and there's it's beautiful. Yeah.
But you used to spend a couple of months here every year anyway, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And when did you buy the house and move here full time?
It's a good one. It's a good while ago now, Greg. 06.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're nearly 20 years here. And what were you and himself doing over in England?
Oh, we used to, he was a steel fixer and I was a geriatric nurse. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant stuff. And do you like the pace of life here now? Because the two of you would have been very busy.
Yeah, I love the pace of life here. It's lovely and the people are so nice. They're so friendly and everything like that. You couldn't wish for a better place to live, really.
That's what keeps coming across, is the sense of community and welcome.
Community and everything, yeah. And everybody waves to you or smiles at you or something. I think that's lovely. I really do.
And do you drop in here every week, or what's the story?
Monday and Tuesday. I come the 2 days, it's great in here. I think it's absolutely marvellous.
And what do you like doing when you're in here?
Well, I sing along with the band, I like doing that.
Have we got another singer? Have we? No, I won't put you under pressure.
And had, you have your dinner here. The dinner is lovely. Everything here is absolutely wonderful. It couldn't be better,
Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely thing to be able to say, Annette. Fantastic.
Lovely. And seeing you, that's very good because I was always wondering, I wonder what Greg looks like and stuff, because I listen to you every day.
All I needed was an invite. I'll go anywhere, but it's only time I got an invite and here I am.
Yeah, oh God, I listen to your show every day. Yeah, Highland Radio.
Thanks, Annette, because if it wasn't for people like you, we wouldn't exist. So thank you so very, very much. Big round of applause for Annette there, another wonderful lady. Okay, we're having a fantastic day here, broadcasting live from the day services here. Don't forget, we've got brass music to play out, and we might even have another musical treat for you. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to us here on the 9 till Noon show for a very special show. Right, shall I have a quick chat to Fergal first, I wonder? I will. Fergal is director of the Carndonagh Brass Band. And Fergal, we heard you a little earlier on. Beautiful sound, I must say. A lot of practice.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, we. I suppose as a Carndonagh Brass Band, we were delighted to be a small part of which is obviously a great occasion for Carandon and a great occasion for the people. I suppose just I was just asked here to speak briefly. Just for us as a family, I've a couple of members in the brass band, but for us as a family, this whole Day Centre is a kind of a circle coming home, in that my father and my mother, Willie Sadler, and my mother, Vera Doherty, Vera Sadler, they were actually the driver of the daycare centre in Carn in the 70s and the 80s for about 15 years. So I suppose we have happy memories of getting to know the different characters around Carn. You had Cassie Page and Mary Brick, and you had the Hillhead sisters and all that. They were all characters. But I suppose one thing that kind of brings the whole thing full circle. There's a lovely video on YouTube of the Christmas. Yeah. Sorry, there's a lovely video on YouTube that Seamus O'Donnell did of the Christmas party for the Old Folks Centre in around 1985, and in that there was a young man sang to entertain the old folk.
Okay.
And that was 40 years ago, and that was Gabriel Duffy. So
really?
who just sang there now. So
Well, come here, what a voice.
Yeah, what a voice.
What a voice
What a
Gabriel
voice.
has. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just goes to show that today's also remembering the legacy of the people who, you know, we wouldn't be here without them either. I suppose our point in history is 2020, because
Yeah.
that's when the service was lost.
Yeah.
And that's significant. But there are moments in history going back many generations.
There are many generations.
Come here, also talking about generations, a fantastic mix of generations in the brass band.
There is a fantastic, yes. We have our youngest player, John Sadler from Malin. Our youngest
Yes,
player,
John.
9 years
John,
old.
come in here and sit down there a second. Or you can stand up. John, stand up at this mic here if you don't mind.
So John and his sister Emily, they're two of our newest members. And then they range in all ages up to. I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to discuss numbers in relation to the elder.
You can go down, but don't go up. I want to get out of here live. John, how long have you been with the band? Speak into the mic, Sunshine.
1 year.
Okay, and what instrument do you play?
Cornet.
The?
Cornet.
And what's that?
Cornet.
Is that like a wind instrument?
It's a smaller version of a trumpet.
And how long have you been playing that? A long time?
Year and a half.
Must be at
2
least
years.
15 years. You've been playing it at least 15 years, I would say, to be that good. No? Okay. And do you enjoy playing with the band? Do you enjoy playing with the band?
Yeah.
And I must say, your outfit is gorgeous. I love it. Yellow tie, lovely blazer. All right, you get back there now and get ready for your playing us out, okay, on the radio. And also, we are joined by this young lady. Good. What's your name again?
Amelie.
Amelie, come over this wee bit so we can see you. Amelie, how long have you been playing with the band?
About a year, 6 months sort of thing.
And what do you play?
The trumpet.
The trumpet. How much wind does it take to drive the trumpet? Is it tough? Do you have to build your lung strength up?
Well, for the low notes, kind of not so much, but the high notes, you would need
Yeah.
a lot of air.
Okay, and you have to be able to maintain it.
Yeah.
All right, and what's it like playing with other brass instruments? It must be, it's nice to do, you know, to practice on your own, but it must be lovely then to sort of get playing with other people.
Yeah.
And do you find you're picking up little things from the older members of the band?
Yeah.
Okay. And anything exciting coming up for you musically? Just enjoying the gigs?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Do you want to say hello to anyone? Your mum or dad, granny and granddad, anyone at all? Or everyone that knows you?
Can I say a couple?
Go ahead.
Hello to Mama, who's currently teaching in Letterkenny. Hello to everyone at St Patrick's Girls National School. I go to school and you're doing maths.
Good girl, go on.
And hello to anyone knowing,
Yeah.
like anyone listening that I know.
Excellent stuff. And come here. Music's the way to get out of school. That's
Yeah.
the future. Okay, lovely to meet you. Fair play to you. You're fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. And isn't that what it's all about? You know what I mean? Powerful young people. And I would say you see their confidence grow, do you?
Of course, Greg, it's for us it's wonderful to see young folk come into the brass band, and very often actually what happens is young folk come in and their parents also sometimes join. So sometimes we get young folk and their parents. So a lot of kind of two generations have come through the brass band which so it's lovely because the parents obviously provide the support and the backup that the children need. So it's brilliant.
Okay, thanks so much, Fergal Doherty, the Saddler, director of the Carndonagh Brass Band. Big round of applause, everybody. Now, can I call you Buzzy, or do I have to go official?
That's okay, Greg. If you call me Michael Doherty, nobody will
Well,
know
come
who
here.
I am. So.
I made this mistake before. People were casually calling someone who's doing a bit of work in my house by a nickname.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I'll use the nickname. Apparently, he doesn't like the nickname. So
Okay.
now I'm double checking everything, right?
No, I have no problem with that, Greg. I know nothing else.
Mickey Buzzy Doherty, listen, we wouldn't be here. Everybody wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be looking to the future if it wasn't for the likes of yourself. So how important is it to be here right now?
Well, thank you very much, Greg, for yourself and your good team from Highland Radio being here today. This is really a good news story that's been broadcast. It's a good day for Carandonagh. It's a good day for our committee. It's a good day for the HSE. And more importantly, it's a good day for all these people sitting here at the table that come and attend the services. So thank you very much for that, Craig. Yourself, you've been very supportive, interviewing Tony over the time. So we really, really appreciate that, first of all.
Yeah.
When we formed as a committee, our goal was what's happening here today. And it's gone as good as we would have expected, and even better. And a lot of work has gone into that. There's a very hard-working committee, and maybe this is a good time to take an opportunity to thank them for that. A lot of people work here in the background, Greg, at this type of stuff to get it up and running, and we've built up a good relationship with the HSE. And I think from talking, you heard Frank saying this morning he's happy to extend the service, which that's great news for us. It's great news for Carandonagh, and that's exactly what our end goal was. Now, what we'd like to sort of bring a wee bit of attention to, Greg, is there's still plenty of people out there, I think, who maybe thinking of a coming, not coming, should I come, whatever. So we're looking to reach out to those today to say, listen, this is not age related. If you're sitting in the house and you want a bit of company, get into the day centre, talk to Mairead, she'll get you registered. If you like it, come back. If you don't,
well, why wouldn't you?
Done,
because we've been chatting to so many people, and it's such a lovely, happy, welcoming, vibrant atmosphere. Why would you want to be at home when you can be amongst these great people?
I was off work the first few days that the day centre opened, Greg, so I came down just to be supportive of the HSE and be around. You come in the morning, you get tea and pancakes, you get lunch at 12, you get dessert. You get music in the afternoon or whatever else Mairead has organised. I mean, what's not to like about that? So why would you not come?
Listen, Buzzy, thanks so very much. Is there anyone else you want to thank just because we need to
just
move
a couple
on?
of things. Thanking the committee. I wanted to give a big shout out to Jerry Doherty Glack, our distributor value. There's food coming here now for all the attendees, Greg.
Not here.
Food that was provided for
Is it
yourselves
coming?
and outside.
All right, brilliant.
Now, that's all provided by Super Value Carndonagh and all free of charge. So
well done, Super Value.
Well done. Yeah.
Well done to the crew.
Thank you,
Brilliant
Greg.
Stuff.
Thank
you
you
so very much indeed. And, you know, it's like anything in life. There's layers to make things work. And we're joined also by Helen Nolan, CEO of Spree Agus Sport. It's an award-winning social enterprise based in Carndonagh, and they provide services and activities for young families, children, young people and adults that are inclusive of disability and or autism. That and so much more besides. Helen, it's amazing that you're facilitating the day service in this unit. Can we extend the rent? Because the HSE says that, you know, we're moving forward. Do we have a home?
We're absolutely delighted to have been able to help get the service back up and running. You know, Spree's 15 years old this year, and from the very beginning, you know, we've always been about trying to respond to our community's needs. So, you know, when we were asked by the committee if there was any way, you know, that we could try and juggle things around to make this happen, you know, both myself and the team and the board were more than happy to see how we could make that work. And we're so glad that we have. It would do your heart good coming in here today or any of the days to see, you know, that the service is here, that the older people in our community.
But it really fits in with the whole ethos of your organisation, doesn't it? It's a natural fit.
An absolutely natural fit. We do so much work for, you know, young families and young people. So having our older people here now as well is just really tremendous, and we're absolutely delighted.
All right, listen, thank you so much for being so accommodating, not just to us today, but obviously for these services, and we really appreciate your time. We'll be back with more live music. In fact, it's pretty much all live music now till 12. Stay right where you are.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from €40,000 to €600,000 with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
New this week in Home Store and More. All Hotel Collection duvet sets are half price. But better hurry, because when all our half price Hotel Collection duvet sets are gone, they're gone. Also, all dinnerware sets and all barbecues are still all 33% off. But when all the 33% off dinnerware sets and all the 33% off barbecues are gone, they're definitely gone. Drop by your local Home Store and More. Visit us online at homestoreandmore.ie. Home Store and More. A happy home.
Why leave the magic moments and great scenes you've captured sitting on your phone when you can have them printed at McGee's Chemist? Using McGee's website or one of their in-store kiosks, you just upload your photos, select the ones you want, and have them printed instantly within an hour, or use the 24-hour service. 35mm and film from disposable cameras also printed, and old photos can be digitally restored. Hold your memories in your hand with McGee's Chemist, Letterkenny.
There's more ice cream to scream about for less with Lidl. Mix and match and chill with any 2 flavours for €5. Choose popsicles, ice one. There's no topping our nutty ice cream sticks, or say Cone Appetit to super soft cones and more. Enjoy more for less when you go full Lidl this summer.
Monster Bingo every Tuesday night at Mulroy Woods Hotel. €3,300 must go with €1,000 on the last page. Doors open 7:30. Bingo starts at 8:30. That's Monster Bingo this and every Tuesday night at Mulroy Woods Hotel, Milford.
Chase Medical is now open in Letterkenny, offering expert-led medical assessments and diagnosis in a modern private healthcare setting. Fast appointments, trusted care, and a clinic designed around you. Book today at jacemedical.ie. Chase Medical. Informed health, empowered life.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Walk the line with the award-winning Johnny Cash and June Carter tribute show Cash Returns, live at the Everglades Hotel Derry on Saturday 24th of May. Tickets available on eventbrite.ie. That's Cash Returns at the Everglades Hotel Derry on Saturday 24th of May.
Sprain, minor injury, cuts, burns, just not feeling well. Skip the hospital long wait. Get seen fast at the Ophidia Minor Injuries and Illness Clinic located at Scally Place, Letterkenny. No appointment needed, just walk in. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Charges will apply. Pay and reclaim with PHI. Ophidia, expert care when you need it. Visit ophidia.ie for more.
Be a winner and view the trophy collection at Brian McCormick Sports. Full colour awards, glass and crystal, perpetual cups and shields, sports awards, metal cups and medals. Whatever the occasion, click bmcsports.ie. Budget medals for sports days with personalised inserts to promote your club and school. Full engraving service available at Brian McCormick Sports, Main Street, Letterkenny.
This Friday is Guide Dog Day. At Irish Guide Dogs for the Blind, we need your support to change more lives. Visit guidedogs.ie to donate, join a Take the Lead walk, or be in with a chance to have dinner with Roy Keane. Guide Dog Day, sponsored by Park to Travel.
Pick up fresh at Doherty Super Value, Carndonagh. Signature taste vine ripened tomatoes just €1.49. And broccoli crown 350 gram, only 79 cents. Quality produce at unbeatable prices. Shop local and save on fresh every day with Doherty Super Value, Carndonagh.
Fly EasyJet from City of Derry Airport to Edinburgh, Liverpool, or now from the 1st of September, Birmingham. Book now at easyjet.com. Get out there.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenney's. Get set for summer with all new arrivals dropping every week, from fashion to footwear and homeware to cosmetics. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhenneys.com today.
All right, sunny for the morning, but there is the risk of some showers a little later on. All right, okay. I'm joined in our studio here at Spree Agus Sport by the Henry girls. Karen, good morning.
Morning.
Jolene and Lorna.
Good morning.
It's great to have you all in. How are you keeping?
We're keeping very well.
Very
Very
good.
well.
And I mean, you are supporting the community, but of the community. And I suppose, like so many people around here, there's a personal connection to what they're doing here.
Yeah, well, like just over behind us there's our mum and dad, Joe and Kathleen.
Right.
So they're going to be service users here at the daycare services, and so.
And you know, it's lovely for them, but I think it's particularly lovely then for family because we care so much that
Yeah.
we know that they're doing stuff and being
Yeah,
happy and
it's so
experiencing something.
Yeah, it's so important to just to keep social and connect with people in the community. It's just
I
it's
kind of
wonderful.
I see it as a little bit like, I don't know if it's like emotional respite. Do you know where you can
Yeah,
be happy
exactly.
for people around you? It's a lovely thing.
It really is.
So, Camille, what are you up to this weather? Always busy.
Oh, we're busy. Yeah, we just got back from Germany. We were there for a couple of weeks doing a tour, and now this summer we're going to be busy doing festivals, a lot around England, and we're going to the States as well for a few festivals over there.
I think because of your reach, it must be even more difficult to split your time because you have markets all over the place.
Yeah, I suppose mainly like we're in Germany a lot, and now we've started to go back to the States a good bit, but it's great playing at home as well. Like we've lots of things coming up around Ireland too. That's great.
Don't suppose you fancy a run at the Eurovision, no?
We actually did try that 20
Did you?
years ago.
All right, okay.
We
We're going to have to try something, and who better than yourselves? Is there anything upcoming where people can see us live, or anything local? I won't spring it.
Any local? Well, I'm trying to think now.
Oh yeah, but
Buncrana,
the
yeah.
Errigal Arts Festival has
excellent,
the Inishowen Gospel Choir are 20 years together, or 20 years formed, and so we're special guests at that concert in Buncrana on the 19th of July.
Okay, and you're our special guests today. Well, second special compared to all the wonderful
It's
people in
been
here.
so brilliant. I
Amongst the
actually
mums
drove
and
here
dads.
from Belfast this morning and I was listening to all the different things.
It's
It was
joy,
fabulous,
isn't
the
it? I
brass
mean, it's kind of
band,
joy.
The
It's,
choir.
I'm loving it.
Well,
Okay.
it was really lovely hearing Gabriel singing My Lovely Irish Rose. That was so beautiful.
And then to learn of the history of him performing
Yeah.
here years ago.
That's just so
and
lovely.
his voice is still beautiful, beautiful tone to it. I could listen to it all day. Right, so we have the Henry girls with us. It's Karen and Jolene and Lorna. And what he's going to play for us?
We're going to sing a song called So Long But Not Goodbye, and it's written by a man called John McBreen, who's from Ballyjames in County Cavan. And we started singing it years ago, and we just love singing it. It's got a really nostalgic sound.
Lovely, I can't
Yeah.
wait. Thank you so
Here
much.
it comes. Oh.
You just smiled as we said our last goodbye, but behind that smile a teardrop in your eye told me you were lonely too. All your skies were not so blue, though the city lights, it's true, were fascinating you. I just whispered, see you by and by. Then a great big tear came tumbling from your eye, and I knew right there and then that when we'd meet again, I'd make you mine. No one else is dear but mine. Memories are calling, nightshades are falling, poor little lonesome me. For my heart is in an isle across the sea, across the sea. And I tried to share it with no one to share it. Now it's just plain as can be. And within my heart I cried that our so long was not goodbye. You just smiled as we said our last goodbye. But behind that smile, a teardrop in your eye
What a treat. I think Annette enjoyed that particularly, didn't you, Annette? They were fantastic, weren't they? They were brilliant. Yes, they were, Annette. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so very much for joining us. Really, it really is a fantastic treat.
Thank you.
That was Karen, Jolene and Lorna, the Henry girls, who in Donegal and far, far beyond here need very little introduction. Right, I'm going to take the last break and then come back for a quick chat, and we'll play out with some brass music for you. So don't go anywhere. We'll be wrapping things up shortly.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
This month, Foy's in Ballybuffet and Letterkenny are having a massive display clearance sale. We're making room for new arrivals with incredible discounts on display furniture, including sofas, dining room furniture, bedroom furniture and more. It's your chance to grab top quality furniture at unbeatable prices. With the largest showrooms in the Northwest, Foy's is the place to shop interiors and paint. Foy's, where the best deals are waiting for you.
Connect Hearing is open for free hearing tests. Our audiologist is available Monday to Friday for wax removal services at our Letterkenny clinic in the Courtyard Shopping Centre. We also offer a home visit for those who aren't able to visit us. Our hearing is our social sense. Are you finding hearing more of a challenge? Call Ursula today on 07491 13296 to make an appointment. Good hearing helps us to connect to our family, friends and loved ones. Connect Hearing, connecting you to life.
I'm Fionnuala Fibre O'Farrell Flynn, racing across the country to keep up with NBI's fibre rollout. Over 50 broadband providers are using NBI's network to bring high-speed fibre broadband to homes across Ireland. So from Ballyliffin to Ballybuffet, homeowners can pick whatever package suits their needs and still get all the benefits of rural Ireland's dedicated fibre broadband network. Connect at nbi.ie.
NBI is delivering the government's national broadband plan.
Another connection. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have worn heels.
Tá aistriú na hÉireann go toghchaí ina bhfuil fuinneamh níos glynne ag tarlú díreach faoi de chusa. Le líonra gáis atá ag iompar níos mó gáis ina nuaite ag tabhairt fuinneamh níos inmhúnathe chuat ar bhealach éasca ón taobha. Líonraí gáis na hÉireann ag iompar inneamh na hÉireann.
Make more meals for less with Dunnes Stores, where you'll save on ingredients to make delicious hot dogs. That's an 8-pack of Irish pork sausages, just €1. Cooked in a pan before serving in buns, 6 for just €1.10. Delicious with your favourite toppings, all from the Dunnes Stores range. Plus, you can save at the till with a 5 off 25 grocery voucher. Dunnes Stores, always better value. Terms and conditions apply. Voucher can be used on next in-store grocery shop of €25 or more.
Okay, I'll tell you, you can't hear yourself speak at the moment, and that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Right, Tony Doherty, last word from you. And the more you talk, the less brass I get. So I'm telling you.
Very short. Thanks to everybody who came here today. I mean, there must be over 100 people that are outside of the room from different schools and clubs all came to represent and to support us today. We've a couple of cakes over here, which we hopefully get a piece of. But one of the people who we had earmarked to cut that cake is Maureen Smith, and we're thinking about her today because she's in hospital. So just wanted to. Last week she was due to be here for that, and actually this day last week another very important person in Carndonagh, Mary Paul, and she was earmarked to talk to you, right? And she was going, "What the hell would he want to be talking to me for?" and whatever, right? And she's a great character. Unfortunately, Mary Paul passed away. And she was buried yesterday, but she had her dress and all picked out for today. But it just shows you the importance of these events, and a lot of her family are here today. And
I was so sad.
A big shout out to you all.
So sad to hear that. And our thoughts are with Mary Paul. God bless her, and with her family as well. On such a difficult time. Thanks so much for that. Is that you finished?
That's me finished.
Anyone want to give Tony a round of applause, because he's been at this for quite some time, and he's thanked absolutely everybody, but the person that sort of has us here today is Tony himself. Did I call him Paul? Tony himself. So, Tony, big round of applause to you. Well done to you. Okay, listen. if you're listening in studio, don't cut us off at 12. The news can be a minute late because we're going to play out with some music here, and we have our brass band back with us again. There's been some artistic differences. The band has split up, and they couldn't decide on what song to play last, so we got the 5 remaining members here. Is that how it... No, it's not that exciting. But we've brought them inside here for a personal performance for us. So a big thank you to everybody who contributed to today's show, and thank you to the people of Carndonagh for making us so very welcome here. It won't be as long before we come back. So we'll be back in studio tomorrow at 9. It's going to feel a little bit empty. But to play us out, here is the Carndonagh Brass Band. All right, take it away, guys, when you are ready.
We are all traveling in the footsteps of those that come before, and we'll all be reunited on that new and sunlit shore. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. And when the sun refuses to shine, when the sun refuses to shine, Lord, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, Lord, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
And when the trumpet sounds its call, when the trumpet sounds its call, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the trumpet sounds its call, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
Now some say in this world of trouble is the only world we'll ever see, but I'm waiting for that morning when the new world is revealed.